What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick in here.
And in today's video, we're going to show you exactly how to pull, find, and wholesale government list properties. This is the ultimate free list you got to be going after. One of the most motivated lists for finding real estate wholesaling deals. And honestly, if you're ready to find real estate wholesaling deals at deeply discounted properties that cost no money, the ones the gurus are too scared to sell you or show you because they can't sell you on it, right? And it's absolutely one of the best lists to be going after. I'm going to show you, we're going to hold your hand today and show you exactly how to pull these lists for massive profits so you can have the most success possible in wholesaling real estate. Government lists are one of the best ones, guys. So we're going to show you exactly everything you need to know about it today. We're ready. It is day 8 of the 30-day wholesaling challenge. Pretty exciting. We kind of hyped you guys up about marketing yesterday on that video, and we're going to show live how to actually pull these lists so you can get it going, guys. We're really excited. We're starting to ramp things up here. A lot of people have been sending in their deals. They've been going.
They're really good deals.
A lot of people on the Facebook group, I know you've been seeing, I've been tagging you, but like they're like, oh, I'm ready for my prize. I'm ready for my prize. They're all excited. They're getting deals done.
Yeah.
We're getting deals excited. So we're excited, guys. So do us a big favor. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Comment below exactly your questions, and we'll try to answer it as best as we can today. But as you know, we're here to flex on the gurus, show you exactly how to get it going and become as successful as possible. So without further ado, if you're ready to go, let's get it.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up and get the guy go up. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, bitch, get up.
Snap. We're ready to go, guys.
I love it.
We're excited. Guys, if you're ready right now to learn exactly how to pull the best wholesaling real estate list and exactly everything you got to get going, we're excited, guys. We got everyone from around the entire country. Heck, we got the whole world, right? We got people from Africa, Asia, Europe, basically every continent except for Antarctica, which will be coming soon, hopefully. But everywhere is here to learn real estate wholesaling. We're excited, guys. So the 30-day challenge, I want to make one thing clear. Some people have been DMing me. We're not giving away one $10,000 prize of cash. We are giving $10,000 worth of prizes out to everyone.
Cumulative.
Yeah, I feel like I'd want to bless more than one person. I feel like.
But guys, remember, the end prize is your success in wholesaling, getting that check, validating what you believe in, and then doing it over and over again. Because remember, we're here to teach you how to fish. I'm not catching the fish for you. And once you do it, you can repeat the cycle over and over. I've been doing it for 20 years. And
yeah,
I said, we're removing the barriers, the secrets, getting into your pocketbook to teach you wholesaling, and just showing you the fastest method to get deals done.
So here it is, guys. Without further ado, let's break down exactly how to pull government lists for the best profit and success in wholesaling real estate. So these are the top free lists you got to be pulling now. So let's break it down. So let's just kind of break this down from a macro perspective and kind of get the nitty gritty with it. So we're teaching you guys exactly today how to pull and wholesale government lists for massive assignment fees. Tell me there's a lot of deals to be done with these type of lists that your competition is not doing because they listen to dirty, stinking gurus all day. So we're going to break down exactly how to pull these free lists so you can make massive profits. So
by the way, I think you coin phrased the word government lists.
Yeah, well, no one's ever talked about it. So whatever we coined it as, we're going to do.
Yeah.
Generally, we've just been doing it forever. You call it the code violation list, but here's the problem. No one ever done government lists because they're like, how can we sell this and make money off of everyone, right? And no one's creative enough that they don't want to give everything out for free. So we had to go coin the phrase. It's crazy that a 22-year-old kid had to do it.
Yeah.
And we were just crazy wholesalers out of Port St. Lucie had to coin this because no one else wanted to talk about it. So everyone hears the word government list thrown out. Like, what is a government list? A government list. You know what? You can sell a course called the government list. I don't care. Gurus, go ahead with it. I just want people to know it. I don't take responsibility for it. Just don't copyright it. But a government list, because you know how my crazy brain works. I'm like, well,
I feel like Gover list.
It's literally a list you get from the government. I don't know what else to
It's
say.
derived from the government. If it's from the county or the city level or even federally, I assume that would define what a government list is, correct?
Yeah, the reason why we call it government list is because I want it to be separate than like a list polling, like a listrei.com list, a batch lead list, zachdata.com list. It's a government, like you don't have to use a software, you don't use anything. It's just, you just go grab it, right? So a government list technically is a free lead list, a potential collection of sellers and homeowners who just have a motivating factor that might lead to them wanting to sell the property for a deep discount. It's not a list of magical motivated sellers. It's not a list of everyone that wants to sell for like a crazy thing. It is literally a list of people who potentially could sell their house for a deep discount that's higher than average. So for example, if I cold call like the tax roll list of every single homeowner in, let's say, the county, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the percentage that those people want to sell for a deep discount? Like probably less than 1%, way like probably a quarter of a percent, right?
Correct.
And that's great because when I call like a motivated seller, like a code violation list, it's still less than 10%. So if I cold call every homeowner in a county, it's going to be less than 1%. So when I cold call, I'm not cold calling that. That's a terrible. I'm going to waste money, time, skip tracing everything.
A lot of time.
So I want to go kind of niche it down a little where when I cold call a list, when I spend $2,000 on this list, I want to have like a 5% success rate versus a quarter of a percent. And that's the point of government lists. We're finding leads that maybe 5-10% accurate of where we can get a deal. Just on average, like if I pull 400 drawing for dollars leads, which isn't a government list, FYI, drawing for dollars is not a government list. We can use code violation, but we'll talk about it a little later. We usually have to call 400 of those leads to get a deal. That's less than 1%. That's a quarter of 1%. So just imagine, because most people got to cold call 3,000 leads to get a deal. That's 1 out of 3,000. So just understand, guys, not everyone is perfect on this, but it gives us the best chance of getting the deal. So these are code violations, probates. We're going to break down what they all are. Most wholesalers, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Be mad at me all you want. Most wholesalers are too lazy to go after these leads. I'm telling you right now, most wholesalers, they refuse to go get these leads. It's too much work. They don't want to deal with it, right? They just refuse to go after these leads. So let me break down really quick, the types of government lists and how to actually pull them, because there's many types of government lists out here. There's amazing ones out here, but I'm telling you right now, the types of government lists, there's a lot of them. There's a million ways to make $1 million in real estate wholesaling, right? But we're going to break down basically all of them. I'm not here to tell you which ones to pull, which I'll show you which ones to pull, but you shouldn't be pulling every single one willy-nilly. You should understand them. So let's kind of break it down. So number one, code violation. What is a code violation, right? OG, it's probably one of my favorite ones. What is a code violation? A code violation is basically when code enforcement puts a violation or a fine on a property for being against civil code with properties. There's civil codes in everyone's city, county of maintaining your grass, right? Having structural safety, making sure there's no mold or mildew on the outside of the property. The windows aren't open, right? There's just standard civil code. It's all boring stuff. But when you're against that, you're going to have problems. So for example here, code enforcement, which you can call your neighborhood services, whatever, they can levy a $10 to $50 a day fine until that issue is resolved. So for example here, like it's insane, but these can rack up tens of thousands of dollars of fines. Now you can negotiate them down, but just understand that if you have tall grass and you just don't decide to mow it, it's like $20 a day. And for a year, that's a lot of money, right?
Let me expand on this. So another technique they use is, say you get the grass mowed. So say it's a little old lady and it's in a property maybe where her husband died and she moved out and she's still deciding what to do with the property. She got a notice and she mowed the lawn. Okay. It's her job, not the city's, her job to contact the city code violation department to come out and reinspect it. Do you know if they don't contact them, they just impose the fine, they put a lien on the property and it racks up. Now, luckily, a lot of them max out at 10 to 20 or even 30K.
Some don't.
But a lot of these there's a lot of, they put everything back on the homeowner to resolve it. So it's not automatic. Second thing, understanding code violations is set for like each part of a city. So those of you that live in like a nice HOA, they'll pick you apart on like the color of your fence because it's not the correct bronze type. We're not talking about those type. When we get into lower, like below the median price average homes, is most of the code's written that to keep the property safe. So when these properties go out of compliance, meaning the grass is 5 feet tall, there's a giant hole in the roof, there's animals running wild, the windows are boarded up, they're pretty big violations because the city knows they're lower income properties and people have tough times. So when it comes on those types of code violations list, guys, that is a much higher probability. Do not mix these up with the higher end homes where they're picking like your what do they call the shutter trim is.
No, this is neighborhood services. You just have to be behind code. So, the wrong color is not against code, but having a structural issue.
Correct.
So these are really good leads because these deals, like you got tall grass, someone's usually not maintaining it. So it's like drawing for dollars. So code violation, usually two ways, either code enforcement drives around town, looks for ugly houses. Does that sound like something?
Or
yeah, but here's the first, number one, they're drawing for dollars for you. They are legit. You're a taxpayer. You're paying this service.
Might as well take them up on it, right?
Take them up, and they'll drive and look for ugly houses. And guess what? You can go up to their office, say, "Hey, can I get a list of that?"
Yeah.
Here you go. Like, it's mind blowing. Nobody in wholesaling talks about this because I can't sell you a course on this. And this is why we like giving it out, because so many people get their first deals from this, guys. I've done huge deals from this. What's number two? This is actually the most common way, because cities are huge. Like, let's do Houston, for example. Houston's massive, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have, there's only 5, 7, 8 employees that deal, like, they're not going to get all of Houston in a year. The number one way code violations are done is through self-reporting. Now, there's another name for it. We're not going to use that name here, but like,
you mean the neighbors?
It's the neighbors, and they're just tattletale.
Nosy neighbors.
You know that person in elementary school that's tattletale. Oh my gosh, we hate it. The worst is like, you're getting ready to leave school, and the one guy or gal's like, "You forgot to assign us homework," and you like, oh my gosh. But that's who these people are. So, for example, I'm living in my house. I'm 84 years old, and I do nothing all day. I watch my political commentary news show, and that's all I do all day, right? Guess what? I have a next door neighbor who doesn't take care of their grass, and it's a eyesore to the community.
Yeah.
And you're annoying. I'm going to call code enforcement and say, this person hasn't cut their grass, and I don't like it. Guess what? Code enforcement like, okay, cool. They go by, give a fine because they want their money, right?
Yep. Guess
what? Hey, can I get that list? Here you like, guys, these are amazing. So they're called neighborhood services. They're called code violations. They're never usually talked about. Sometimes it's hard to pull the list, but usually it's easy. So let's break down how to pull this list, right? How do you pull the code violation list? Go to your local code enforcement office, or they're called neighborhood services. There's 2 of them. There's one for the county and one for if you have like a bigger metro incorporated city.
Mm-hmm.
So just see if your city has one too. Usually they all want money. The best thing is, the best way to know if you have a city or county one, you usually have 2. The best way to know if your city has one is if you have a police department. Usually they sort of work hand in hand with law. Technically, code enforcement is a law enforcement agency. They can't arrest you or anything like that, but they enforce the law, which is the civil code. So if you have for example, let's talk about Gainesville, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have Alachua County code enforcement, and then they have the city of Gainesville. How do I know this? Because there's a Gainesville Police Department and then Alachua County Sheriff's Department. And then there's also I'm not going to break it down, but and then they also have like a university one there. But that's how I know, because there's a city of and then a county of. So that's how you figure out. So if I know that, I'm just going to go up to the county code enforcement and then the city code enforcement. That's how you usually know, but always check and call. So go to your local county or city's code enforcement office. They're called neighborhood services, whatever you want. Request a copy of all active code violations for the past month, preferably tall grass, mold, and unsafe or structural issues. They're different wording for each one. we prefer you go in person. You can get it done virtually. Obviously, let's say you live in like Ventura, California, and you want to get it for like Indianapolis. Of course, you're going to have to get it done virtually. But just request to get emailed to you in a CSV or Excel format. So you use the Google Sheets and do it pretty well. But that's pretty much it. We're going to break down like the wording to say on it.
And guys,
but,
going in person gives you that connection, and it's hard to turn you down. I think I contributed to like more diabetes by delivering donuts. I would deliver a dozen, you know the name, I'm not gonna use the brand, the dozen donuts to drop it off. Man, it's really hard to turn you down when somebody's there at like 8:30 with donuts in the morning. It's a little bit different now on that, but I'm just telling you, if you kill them with kindness, they are real people with families. They're just doing their job. They're told not to give the information out easily.
To do that.
So, and number two, as far as like the different codes for like one's tall grass structure, once you figure it out, you can either, a lot of times you can go on the county site and figure out what the codes are. You ask them. When I started out, I got a cheat sheet of the codes. So if I saw an 0764, I knew it was high grass. And then we would filter our sheets based on it. The ones you don't want to go after is they'll issue a code violation for a car parked in the driveway without a tag. That's not going to really tell you any signs of motivation. So
no, there's other like bad ones too. Like there's ones, when you get the list, you got to do some due diligence on it, research it. There's code violations for commercial real estate. You don't want to deal with those because that's usually like a Walmart or something. You got to look at the property and see if they're, and look up the owner and all this stuff. But like just getting the list, it'll say violation type. It'll say 076789. You're just gonna have to go in person. That's why I tell you, and just work with these people. They're very nice. I'm telling you. Some of them are a little rude, but you just keep being nicer and nicer. It'll do it. But yeah, Rick with the bribery donuts. We're not going to break that down, but
it's not bribe. It's just a gift. Like I don't expect anything in return other than the list.
Go a couple more times. But like, for example, like you keep getting the list and it's Christmas time.
How much is a dozen donuts these days? They used to be like $3.79.
But guys, so FYI, like don't give donuts every time, but like, you get like 2 in a row and you have to keep going in person. Get them like some Christmas cookies just for like holiday spirit. And you get
in trouble with gift cards.
Don't do gift cards. But like just be nice. And guess what? You start having a local relationship with these people. And guess what? They're like, you know what? I'm sick of just printing this. Can I just email it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
For 5 years, I got the code violations for all of. Well, I'm not going to say
don't break it down. Don't say it. But like, you build those relationships. It's worth it. Okay. So just FYI, and we have VAs that work with us on it too. But like, that's how you pull that list.
Nothing beats in person, guys.
No. So let's kind of break down all these, like the donuts, things like this works for mostly all these lists because you're dealing with governments.
And don't eat too many of the donuts yourself.
Oh, geez. All right. So water shutoff list. This is the next one, right? This is a list of all houses that aren't getting the water service to the property, or they're shut off due to non-payment, or no one's living in the house. Just to understand, guys, like FYI, for everyone to understand this, I've gone camping many times with you, with no running water in the tents.
That's
on
fun.
Islands.
It's a great experience.
You don't usually like live. It's not a fun thing to live in. 1 or 2 days is fine. Once you get like day 4 or 5, you're like, I wish I had running water. So just imagine trying to live in a house without running water. Probably no one's usually living in there. It's disgusting. I mean, we're approaching the summer. Oh gosh, that's not good. Especially the electricity's not on.
You got to flush that sucker.
Yeah. So just FYI, mold starts going everywhere because of the humidity here in Florida. So water shutoffs are a very motivated list. Very, very motivated. So how do we pull the water shutoff list, right? So you go to your local counties or cities, whatever one. You got to go to the public. Do you see how this is highlighted yellow underlined? Mm-hmm. Not the private utility company.
Yeah, they don't share that.
They don't share. It's a private corporation, okay? The public utility department, and request a list of all properties that are shut off and the ones that are shut off due to non-payment, right?
Yeah.
You have to explain. They're like, who are you? What do you want? I have the line right here. I'm a private tax-paying citizen doing independent research. Wait, what are you doing? I'm a private tax-paying citizen doing independent research. Can I please get this list? But what do you want the list for? independent research. You just have to say that line, because the worst thing I've seen with wholesalers, I'm a real estate investor and I provide cash solutions. So if you can give me the list so I can provide a cash solution to these people, no, I don't care how in the legal right you are. They're government employees. They're just not going to give it to you. Okay. So private tax-paying citizen doing independent research. Now that's the second best. The best one is if you're young enough like me. If you're usually under 26, you can kind of get away. You're 28, 29, but
not my age.
No, but like, hey, I'm doing this for a school project.
Yeah.
And you can say you're in college. There's people, if you're up to age of 30, or even if you're 40 or 50,
you get away with the school research on any of them.
But you can do you can be an online college, right? Just I'm not telling you to make up a research thing, but like, just you're doing.
We should make up our own college.
You're doing a school research project for this school. Now we're not a accredited university or anything, but like, you're a student of us, so you're doing a school project technically. Like
Flip with Rick University.
We're not going to break that down, but like, we're not a accredited university and like that. Just the School of Wholesaling, right? So hey, you're doing a school project technically, right? And if you say that, you get a lot more leeway, right? Because it sounds weird questioning somebody for school projects. Yeah. And technically, hey, you could, getting it from my kid's school research project, like, hey, what zip codes are having the most water shutoffs? Is this due to income or the panorama? You can really get away with a lot here.
Do it with what you're comfortable. Yeah. Like, if you're my age, don't go in there and say I'm doing a school research project.
You do it for your kid's school research project. I've never heard of that one. I've never heard of that. Ryan is it.
Listen.
Thanks, Ryan.
It's not a lie. If you believe it, it's not a lie. So do a little bit of research when you get home with your kid. And I guess it's true. But the reason you do it is you don't want them to judge you. The reality is they're trying to prevent third-party services from coming in
and selling
that data. Because think about it. If they do that, then we're all going to get the same data and we're going to have to pay for it. So I kind of get why they're doing it.
Don't sell the data. It's yours.
Don't sell the data, guys. That's the lowest form of earning money in real estate. The money's in the real estate, not the data. But you need the data to get the real estate to get to the money.
Exactly. So that's how you actually pull the water shutoff list, guys. Works really well. Amazing one. So fire damage properties. Ooh. What is a fire damage property, right? Well, basically a fire damage property is a list of all houses that got called on due to a fire, right? And the fire department goes out to that house, right? So you don't want every house that burning down, all of them, but like, you want to go ones where the fire department got called on the house, because maybe it's just a little tiny fire. Those are really good deals too, right? And they're perfect. So I'm just FYI for you guys. So how do you pull this list, right? So basically you go to the local firehouse or fire department. They're all a little different, the way they all work out.
Donuts work here too.
Yeah, donuts do work, but that's for another list, That's for the... and a request, basically you're going to request a list of all houses that got calls on the past month, right? Explain you're a private tax-paying citizen doing independent research. You guys know the line. And usually it's harder to get this list, but that's a really good list to be going after. Just be going after. Now, this is kind of the donut one, right? The arrest record list. This is a list of all arrests for your county or city.
Yeah, but you don't have to go see a cop to get it. So
you can go to the sheriff's office if you have to. Like, it's kind of hard to pull it, but like, guys, you're not getting arrested for getting I'm telling you, you're not going to get arrested for asking for the arrest record list. Like, you're not breaking the law. Yeah. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but like, you're not doing anything illegal. You're just doing research because, like,
it's public data, guys. So you don't really have to grovel for this one.
Yeah. I mean, how do you pull the arrest record list? Find it online from the sheriff's website, or you can request the list in person at the sheriff's office. You just get a list of all the arrest records for the past 7 to 14 days. Like, if you're doing like Las Vegas, it's a lot of arrests. So just be careful. The arrest record's kind of weird in like transitory towns. So if I'm doing like Miami, West Palm, Key West, right, Tampa, Las Vegas, a lot of these are going to be a lot of these people are going to be like, partying or whatever. So you got to be careful, right? Like, you got to make sure these people actually own real estate in the county. But it's still a really good list. It's definitely one, like, I can't say these keywords on YouTube, but like the really, really rough, tough crime, I'm not going to call those people, right? Like, you guys know what the ones I'm talking about. If you're going to jail for more than 15 years, probably not a good list to be going after. But like, there's minor offenses, like, not too bad, right? Well, I'm not telling you to go in danger, but like, if somebody, did like check fraud or something, it's not a dangerous criminal. Like, these people, they get out in 5 days. Like,
there's a top two.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
gonna
not
share it
going
on
to talk
here.
about, like,
But
guys,
when you do your data, you'll find out there's always 2 offenses, and one of them is because they get multiple violations. You can figure it out, and if they get multiple violations, they go away anywhere from 2 to
Yeah.
5 years,
if there's
which
a
is going to
teardrop
force them to
on
sell
the
it.
tattoo and the mugshot, just
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
call them. But I'm just telling you guys, like, just be smart. I think you guys are smart enough to know, like, what one do shouldn't be
That means
calling
what I
names.
think it means, doesn't it?
Yes, they're crying from the gurus. All right. So let's talk about
Okay.
the tax liens and tax delinquencies. The reason why I'm saying is because nobody do you know any other YouTuber that talks about the arrest record list?
No, it's
No. And you know how we figured out the arrest record list? We were doing deals with people that kept getting arrested.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's 40K right there. The guy got arrested. Right?
Yeah.
Like, like, that's how, because we do this business.
And we
for
told
real.
you the big disclosure on arrest records. Don't hide it from anyone.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Don't say
of
the
drama.
words. Don't
A
say the
lot
word.
of drama that comes with it. A lot of drama. But if you can get through the drama, you will make a lot of money. But I'm just telling you, these people want to talk to you for hours.
My first $100,000 deal. We did my first $100,000 deal last year. Arrest record, but like it was a probate.
Mhm.
But the guy that got the probate got arrested, and he's going away for a little bit. But it was an amazing deal, and there's a lot of drama we couldn't say on camera. A lot of break-ins on that. It's just
They like to break back into the property too.
Security cameras. That was a messy deal, but we actually bought it ourselves because we wanted to do a 6-figure deal. Now we get paid in proportion to the problems we solved, and it was fine. But just FYI, guys, like, the arrest record list is great. It's an amazing one. Just be smart. I think you guys are smart enough to understand.
And guys, choose who you want to do business with.
Sergeant Dodds is a good one. Maybe probate violations might be a good one. That's actually a decent one too. But like
the best ones you look for, the people that get themselves in the most trouble are just repeat offenders. It's not horrible things. They're not good things, but the thing is, the law is set up where you keep repeating the same offense and you don't learn from your mistakes. They're going to penalize you. When you have to go to jail for 2 to 5 years, you're going to have to make long-term decisions on the real estate. We're not talking about people going away for like 15 plus years. Most of the people are going to be between 2 and 5 years.
And Brooklyn's got a point here. It kind of scares me as a young woman, not stereotyping, just not safe to go alone nowadays. We get it, Brooklyn. The thing is, most people think like that. Nothing wrong with it. I get it, right? But the problem is a lot of people think like that. So guess what? No one's servicing that type of seller.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So like, if no one else is willing to do it, not a lot of wholesalers in your market are going to do it. Now you can do, I would virtually do a deal like that, right? Like,
yeah,
just,
virtually. Why not?
If you want to keep safe, just do it virtually, right?
Or if you have to go to the detention center.
Okay, we're not going to, okay. Now
Then
you're
you have
scaring her.
now you have all the
You're
protection.
scaring her.
I've had to do that.
You're scaring her. Oh my God. Yeah,
but listen, the bottom line is, guys, the beauty of wholesaling is you pick who you work with.
Yeah. I would do that deal virtually.
Yeah. So if you're not comfortable and listen, I wouldn't send my wife to do it either. So,
No.
and
I'd
send him.
I would have sent my sister, right?
I'd send my 16-year-old son to do it, but
I know you would. I've been in some crazy situations at 18 with.
listen, if you do it, I promise you'll have great stories for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but virtually do that if you don't feel safe. Just FYI, for like, a lot of people think like that, so they're not going after it. And maybe for someone, you can do it. So guys, pull the arrest record list, 7 to 14 days. FYI, because Brooklyn put that up. If you're going to abandoned house, don't go alone either. We've both been, we've seen surprises many of times on abandoned houses. I think I did a vlog once on Watch Me Wholesale a Crack House. That was a fun deal, but just don't go alone on those either. But guys, how to pull the arrest record list, right? So just go online, 7 to 14 days, and you got it. So let's talk about the tax liens and tax delinquencies. This is a list of all homeowners that are behind on the property tax payments for basically the past 12 months, right? Usually get a lien after 12 months, but be on a tax delinquent. They're basically the same thing. You're behind on your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't pay your property tax, you're going to be on this list. Actually, can you give the definition of it's basically a lien is a judgment on a property, right?
Correct. So a tax delinquency is a list. This is a government list. It's created on a county-wide basis, and most towns fund their local tax base. Fire department, police department, everything based on taxes, garbage services, and so they come up with a property tax. So every town's different depending on where you live in, if you're in a tourist town or not, and so you have a tax bill. So It's typically due by the end of November. And then after that, they give you, let's see, December, January, February, March. You have till March 31st, typically on average, to pay the bill. Every month you wait, they charge you like another percent. Come April, May, depending on where you live, is to fund that tax base. They want those taxes paid. So they offer a tax deed certificate. No, it doesn't mean you own the property. It just basically means you put a lien on the house for the taxes, and they bid it down. So they started at 18%, and people go down and pay 1 or 2%. A lot of people have this misconception: if you buy the tax certificate, you actually you have the right to buy the property. It's not. Honestly, if you're trying to do that, most people just do it for a return. There are some strategies you can do it, but it's much more advanced. So what happened is that tax certificate is held. So it's usually if it's not paid back within 2 years, it gives that individual that owns a certificate the right to foreclose. Once again, they are not buying the house. They're foreclosing on their lien. The house goes to auction, say it's a $2,000 lien. They bid up to $2,000. That lien is covered and paid for, and then it goes to our open market to the bidders. That tax certificate holder does not have an advantage over the other people. Maybe they know a little bit more about the property, but this is how taxes go. The reason why this lead is so imperative to you is it shows motivation. Now, you have to sort this list. I'm here to tell you, there's a lot of wealthy people that finance their taxes and wait literally to the last day to pay it for cash flow. You're not looking for those, and they're easy to spot. You're looking for the houses with the below average median price, and usually they'll have multiple arrearages in their taxes. That tells you there's a financial problem, and hopefully you can help them out with a wholesaler. Guys, if they don't pay that tax bill, they will lose the house. It's just a question of when.
So this is a great list to be going after.
It's a really good list. And guys, in the current market environment we have going forward, this list is going to be invaluable.
Do you think it's funny that we made a market crash video and then every guru decided to do one a week later? Do you think it's funny that we made a business structure video and then a week later everyone did it? Do you think it's funny? Let me know if you think this is funny. I'll just say this real quick. That Rick did a Sunday live on contracts and then everyone decides to do a contract video the next week. Do you guys, I FYI, this is why I don't announce our lives like a lot. Like FYI, I didn't announce this live until the day of, because guess what happens? We do a live, I announce a topic.
We do a challenge.
Yeah. A guru takes it a week later because they're not creative.
The ultimate form of flattery. I'm
giving you guys an FYI. Watch our lives. A guru's going to stop for a month. They'll copy us. Watch our lives for the past month. Watch the date we do a video. Then watch what happens the week after. Every guru will do a video about us. We do a contract video Sunday.
Yeah.
Guess what happens?
You know,
do this contract video. We did a business structure video. Video. Guys, just understand these gurus, they love copying me.
But honestly, if they keep this pace, then maybe they'll copy us and give their content away for free.
Okay.
Huh? If we keep this pace, I told you guys, change is coming to wholesale.
FYI, I mean, everyone's kind of catching on to this. You know, we announced it, but like everyone is. I think it's hilarious. I just hope everyone notices that. Like we do a video, we all get stolen. So FYI, like I get asked, like, why don't you announce what topics you're doing? I'm like,
there's a reason.
I can't announce my topics because these gurus are going to steal it. Okay?
Actually, we should do a month.
But here's the best part: these gurus,
see how they copy it.
These gurus can't steal my brain. They can't steal our brain. So you can steal our topics. You're not going to steal what we come up with because y'all annoy me. But let's break down tax liens and tax lien. I just hope everyone does their research and gets back to me. But how do you pull these tax lien lists and tax delinquency lists? This is why we go hard in the paint. This is why we make PowerPoint presentations. This is why we go hard on the information, because nobody else in wholesaling actually is willing to do this. So let's break it down. So we go to public records online, clerk of the court. Technically, they call public, like they're different words everywhere, but I'm just letting you know. But public records, you search them in the lien section. Last week, I had a lot of questions how to pull certain lists. I just pulled them to you guys live. That's why you guys got to follow us on Wholesaling Houses for Real, because we'll literally post some of our best coaching calls, some of me pulling live and stuff. That's why you guys follow that. Subscribe to Rick Ginn, Zach Ginn, flipwithrick, all the channels. But guys, just go to public records, go to the liens, and it'll go on tax liens. Sometimes the property appraiser for your county can actually show you. a lot of websites actually will show you if the taxes to a property has been paid or not. So technically the property appraiser can actually show you. It's actually just kind of fun, right? So I know our county actually does it really well. So let's talk about pre-foreclosures. Pre-foreclosures, this is a list of all homeowners who are behind roughly 2+ mortgage payments and are potentially facing a foreclosure unless they actually pay the mortgage. Just FYI, guys, I went an hour and a half on pre-foreclosures, like how to talk to sellers, how to actually deal with the process. This is the only list. Gee, there's 2 of these lists. I have to give you guys a warning before I break it down. For pre-foreclosures. The process is not complicated, but you have to watch that hour I did at free right here. Easy, he's got us right here. Freewholesaling.com. He's got us right there. But freewholesaling.com, I went an hour and a half on pre-foreclosures. Just watch that process so you can understand it, because when you deal with a pre-foreclosure seller, they're going to ask you questions about the pre-foreclosure process, and you have to understand how that works, because if you don't, it's going to be hard to get the deal. But they're really good deals. Massive motivation, but they're facing foreclosures. How do you pull this list? Public records, search it, go to either list pendants section or the notice of default section, or go in person and find your local county clerk of the court and ask how to find it. Can you break down what a list pendants or a notice of default is for the people?
Well, a notice of default just basically is announcing that the borrower is not following the original terms agreed upon, which is the structured monthly payments. So banks are a business. Shocking. They want to get paid. So you can't really blame them on that. A lis pendens is just a fancy legal word. I never understood. Like, honestly, I couldn't spell it for probably the first 5 years I did wholesaling. Just like I thought quit claim was quick claim. It's actually quit. QUIT.
It's just like taking things for granted.
We should have a whole show on this. Like, it's like, I tell you, I had a different name for ARV.
I know you did. I know.
It was just like, so you ever find out something when you get older, like, really, that's what that's how you spell it. Anyways, lis pendens is nothing more than the formal announcement of a lawsuit against the borrower. So the mortgagor, which is the bank, can recoup their investment. So not investment, but their note. Now, a lot of people think it's the bank. It's not the bank. The bank is just a service provider. They are. Once that loan is executed and signed, within a day or two, it's literally sold to Wall Street. And it's packaged up, winds up in the Fannie and the Freddie, depending on what it is. Most of the properties we deal with wind up in that. So what happens is these banks, they want to service millions and millions of mortgages. They make money when they issue the mortgage, and then they make money servicing it. So you think banks are in the business of trying to resolve issues? They're not. They actually are going to make it much more complicated. So a lis pendens basically means they've hired a lawyer, they've retained services, and then banks use one lawyer to try to pull thousands of mortgages all in one shot to get it done cheaper, and then they charge their Wall Street clients a lot more money, and that's it. If you can catch somebody in pre-foreclosure and they'll work with you, you have options. So let me give you an example. I was working with somebody who recently submitted a deal. Somebody passed away. The property needs a probate. It's been 2 years since they paid on it. If we just got this property 6 months or even a year ago, it would have been a phenomenal deal. Not their fault. They just started wholesaling. But the sooner you can catch them in any stage of foreclosure, the better off. Why? 24 payments. If it's $1,000 a month, that's $24,000. Guys, I don't want you to make up $24,000 payments. Also, if you catch it early, you have the ability to do a creative financing deal. Maybe you catch up 2 or 3 payments, and that winds up being your hard money, which converts to soft money, and you'll make more money in your pocket.
How do I learn creative financing? How much do I have to pay you?
I just teach it for free. So I learned it through wholesaling. It's straightforward.
Freewholesaling.com, learn creative financing. I ain't gonna charge
creative
you
financing is just anything you don't do like traditionally, but the opportunity has to be there. You can't create. So guys, just think about this. The earlier you catch something in pre-foreclosures, the more options you have to make money. When it gets way in arrears, the attorney's fees rack up, the bank fees rack up, and then it gets close to auction, it becomes very difficult, and it's a huge financial risk to do it because they owe so much against the property.
Yeah, so in freewholesaling.com, we have the bonus section. We'll we're doing more and more content on creative financing in the future. Recorded some really good video. You recorded, which we're recently editing, working on. You're basically going over the entire scripts for subject to, like, you went really hard in the paint on it.
Yeah.
So
You just have to have
we're
really
working
good
on some
conversations.
big creative finance stuff in the future. We're working on it all summer. Q3, Q4, big creative financing stuff's going to be on. Like I said, we're trying to help. We're trying to put all the gurus on wholesaling out of business, but
Because guys, now the
yeah.
opportunity for creative financing is really coming up. Very low interest rates.
It's amazing.
People can't sell properties. I'm going to teach you how to do creative financing with pulling little to no money out of your
Our
pocket.
issue, it's taking us a while on the creative finance side because we got to do a lot of lawyer schmiegel, rigmarole. Legal schmiegel on
there is
the creative financing.
There is an obligation when you take over someone's mortgage.
So yeah,
and I'm going to be honest with you,
the legal schmiegel of the creative finance.
Just starting out,
crazy.
That's not the way to learn real estate because there's a lot of documents. You're talking about liens, power of attorneys. You have to have lawyers review your stuff, and you got to make sure you're completely compliant. And I'm here to tell you, the banks are going to change the rules as you go along.
Yeah.
And taking over someone's mortgage is a responsibility. There are consequences if you do not fulfill your side of it. And you have to understand, if you sell that deal, if that person doesn't pay, you're going to be named in that lawsuit. So we like to be responsible about it, but I like to do creative financing when you make cash flow from day one. I do not believe in putting out huge down payments to take over someone's payment. That's very risky. And honestly, guys, start out wholesaling because you're going to find creative financing and wholesaling, and it's going to teach you the fundamentals to really be good at real estate investing.
Exactly. So that's how you pull it. It's a great creative finance list too, but we're working more and more on the stuff. So IRS debt lien list. So this is basically a list of all homeowners and people behind on federal tax payments from the United States' Internal Revenue Service. We love the IRS. They're great people. We love you guys. If the IRS is watching, you're our favorite. Bonus. You can actually your state's revenue department. Now, not everyone's in Florida, right? No state income tax here, but like there's a lot of states that are even probably worse than the IRS. I know the Georgia revenue department is like notoriously like crazy. They're worse than the IRS. Some states are crazy. California, New York.
Yeah.
A lot of them are really aggressive. And they're actually sometimes worse than the IRS. The IRS will actually work with you. Like they're pretty nice compared to some of these other states, right?
So outside of like child support, like in alimony liens, like one of the biggest one we see is like sales tax. So there's a lot of people in my state that open up businesses, and guess what? When times get tough, they start pocketing the sales tax money. Eventually, the state of Florida comes after them.
Never do that.
And they will put a lien on you, and there's like they will tie it to your house personally and everything. It's as powerful as like an IRS lien, but they're very, very common. People get in trouble and they stop paying taxes.
Just the regular Joe Schmo like income tax for the state. That's where you get a lot of really good liens. So like Georgia, some good states for it. But how do you pull the list? Just go to public records online, search it, go to the lien section. Usually you just go in person, the local county clerk of the court, and find it. Usually it doesn't say IRS debt. There's no IRS debt lien list like thing on there, right? A little harder to pull. All you really got to do is just make sure that one of the parties in the lien is the Internal Revenue Service or like the state revenue, the Alabama Revenue Department or whatever. Just have them as one of the parties, and then you can find it. Very similar to the credit card debt lien list, which I'm going to pop this up for you guys. Did you show me this today? I saw something today. It kind of blew my mind when I was actually doing some research on exactly how to do this. Let me pop this up. Credit card debts. I'm trying to find.
It's big.
Here it is. I don't want to get anything, but so May 10th. But credit card debt lien list is basically a list of people behind on their credit card debt. We're going to make sure that person who is in debt on the credit cards actually owns a house. There's another article from Yahoo, but this is from CNBC. I feel like meet Kevin over here, but like consumer credit card debt is basically, and the percentage rates, and the interest rates are rising. So the credit card rates are rising. This isn't the article per se, but I know you been talking about, a lot of people have been talking about it.
Yeah.
The amount of credit card debt is just growing like crazy. The federal funds rate is rising. There's going to be more and more credit card debt in the future, and that's just going to straddle a lot more people. Interest rates are going up. More people are taking out more loans, and rates are going out. Not mortgage, because mortgages are actually down, 22 years? The lowest it's ever been.
22-year low for mortgage application. So guys, I mean, the handwriting is on the wall. I know everyone goes, oh, it's never going to go down in the market. Dude, I tell you, I've been doing this a long time. There's going to be a shift in your market. How much of a shift? I don't know. Like there's only one man upstairs that knows, but the shift is happening.
Are you talking about Jerome Powell?
I got to talk to him.
It's a joke.
But like, if you guys like Open Door, a lot of your home investor and businesses, they're not buying anymore. Most of the hedge funds, like they are whittling it down. So everyone's squeezing. Eventually inventory has to give, which means pricing is going to give. With the credit card is, obviously it's going up because interest rates are going up. But number two, homeowners, actually just American consumers, are going to use credit card to try to band-aid. They go, well, we just get through this a few months.
Yeah.
We'll keep, like gas. I mean, when your gas bill doubles and you're on a set fixed income, what do you do? So people use credit cards. They're easy to get.
Now, FYI for people, I don't get a whole debate. We'll talk about this after, but like when gas rises, I actually make more money because the drawing for dollars gets harder, which means newer wholesalers, it's harder for them to do it, which means we can just go harder on the gas thing.
You're gonna have to get a moped or
you get a,
what do they call those little things of
Vespas?
Vespas.
Yeah, but guys, credit card debt is rising, and interest and the fund rate to borrow is actually rising more. So just FYI, guys, like this is going to be a way more powerful list. So this is just you guys can tell this is live. Statistically, also guys, this is 5:55 p.m. FYI for everyone seeing if we're
June 8th.
If we are live in the comments or we're live in the video, we're live in the video.
Are we live in the video or are we live in the comments?
Both.
That was quite, I tell you, I was blown away with that little trick, dude. That was just like, what? Live in the you live in the comments all the time.
So just FYI, guys, this could be a more interesting list. You got to make sure these people own real estate. And when you're behind on credit cards, you could actually get a lien on the house from the bank or the credit card servicing company, financial services company. So these people have a lot of power on it. So how do you pull this list, right? Like every other list, you go to the public records, you look for liens, and then what you do is you go to the bank and make sure one of the parties of this lien is a bank, a credit card company, or a financial services company. So a financial services company, basically a credit card, where debt can get sold like your mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Your mortgage might move in 10 years to like 3 different types of banks because the debt package gets sold. Banks make money just writing the loan. Most of them do.
That's it.
But so just FYI, guys. So like, let's say I have $1,000 in credit card debt lien, right? And it's from Bank of America, right? Bank of America might be like, all right, this is a wash. I'm going to sell this debt for $700 to, Chase or Johnson Financial Services. And then they try to get the 1,000 from me. They buy it for 700 and they try to get the 1,000, one out of whatever works. They make money, right? So financial services or a financial group, that's what they're called. They own the debt. So they're technically the ones that it just shows the person's behind on the thing. So not everyone is like that. So you might see like something financial services or Oxfield Finance, they're like all different names, right? So these are the largest credit card companies right now. So basically the ones that issue the most credit cards. So just around the country, Amex, American Express, Bank of America, Barclays, Capital One, Chase, Citi, Discover, Synchrony Bank, US Bank, and Wells Fargo. Discover's, I think, is the most aggressive one out of them all. But
I hate that card.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Nobody takes it.
Nobody takes it, but just
that's why they give you the biggest cashback reward.
Just FYI, guys, like those are the big ones. If you just want to, I'll have it for you guys. Can screenshot this for a second, but like usually these people are the ones. It's like Bank of America versus Emily Smith, right? Like that's usually what it looks like when you're looking for those liens. That's how you find the credit card debt lien list. Now that technically could be a pre-foreclosure also. So it's kind of harder to figure it out, but the lien's like $4,000. You know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Divorce list. This is not my favorite one, FYI. People are still doing deals from it. So it's okay.
Guys, it's hard when you get like personal family matters, but So like if I befriend the husband, he's like, yeah, I'll sell it, just get rid of it. Dude, you're not even a quarter of the way through the battle, because when you deal with the soon to be ex, she doesn't want to sell it just out of spite because he contacted
Yeah.
you. And
So
I get that all the time. So I'm just telling you, there's a lot of drama in it. And like and if you got kids involved, it's even worse.
yeah.
Go.
So it's not my favorite one, but you still do deals from it. So
You
it is
do,
one.
but you need 2 compliant parties, and just be careful which
harder.
side you befriend.
Yeah. Try to get both of them right. So go to public records online, search and find it in the divorce section. Usually it's on there. Go in person to your local county if you need help finding it. Confirm that the parties getting the divorce own real estate. Statistically, I did the math when making this out today. 36% of Americans rent property. So most of these people do own real estate, but there's still a big portion that you just got to do it. Yeah, it's all dramatic, but a ton of deals to be made there. So FYI, your favorite probates, right?
Yeah.
A probate is basically a list of court records of the process that deals with a deceased person's will, estate, property, private property, how the will and testament goes. Basically, what you got to understand with probates is somebody passes away. There's a court process to see who gets the house and stuff. You just want to contact the heirs because a lot of them don't want to deal with the house. A lot of them just been sitting there and they're great wholesaling deals.
Yeah. And so the purpose of the court is so they can transact and transfer the deed, because someone who's passed away obviously can't sign, at least legally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so how do you pull this? Go to public records online, search it, and find it in the probate section. And go in person, go to your local county, go to the court if you need help finding this. It's pretty simple to do. The more and more I do it, the easier it is online for like everyone around the country. Confirm that the deceased person owned real estate, and then go to the property appraiser's website to make sure. And it's an amazing list. FYI, you got to understand the probate process. Freewholesaling.com, bottom right hand. Obviously, we got you there.
Yeah.
Now, this comes back to the biggest question. Now, I left out a couple government lists, FYI. We're not biggest fans of alimony payments or child support. Those are really, like, child support ones are just tough, like very, very tough, because they get paid first. And usually the child support is bigger than the value of the house.
Yeah.
They're
We've seen those.
Yeah. I'm not telling people to go after that one. Alimony is another weird one, right? Because it's technically not like a debt type thing. Like, it's every month. So like those are other government lists, but like we don't prefer them. Just FYI for everyone. So here's the biggest question, what if the person, the government official that I'm trying to get the list at, what if they don't want to give you the list, right? That's a big concern. And I get it, right? Good. Like FYI, like that's great. If they say no, that's good. That means it's harder to obtain this list and less wholesalers can actually go after it, just FYI for it.
So guys, if you're complaining how difficult it is to get a list, you kind of want to celebrate it, because that's going to prevent anyone else trying to go through the effort. So that's why we teach you how to be persistent. So the easiest way to beat resistance is just be persistent. And it's not like being negative about it. It's just like just being nice and say, listen, I'm not going anywhere. I'll do whatever you want me to do to get the list. And you just keep going at it. Remember, if you can overcome people's objections at least 2 times in a row, most people will cave. It's statistically proven. So when they shoot you down the first time and your natural ability was to walk away, I need you to be persistent, and it will change the outcome of the event.
Hands down, guys. Just FYI for that one. Explain again, you're a private tax-paying citizen doing independent research. Request to speak to the manager.
Can I speak to the manager?
It actually works a lot because, the person you're asking in the front usually doesn't understand that you have to get the list out, that they're newer government employees. They don't get it. It's fine. Speak to the higher ups, even the city attorney if you have to. You won't get in trouble. It's free. Don't worry.
They do it just to scare you.
And worst case scenario, you just file a FOIA request. It's all on freewholesaling.com.
But don't do that until you've exhausted every
that's
other
the
option.
Last option on here.
That's
FYI.
your whip. That's your whipping stick.
Yeah. So the question is, how do you market to these type of lists, right? Remember, guys, there's free and paid marketing channels to these types of lists. So what are the free channels for government lists, right? There's cold calling. There is Facebook messaging. So you just Facebook message the owner. It actually works really well. It's free. Text messaging, if you want to use Google Voice, if it's less, not the craziest one in the world, but does work. Door knocking, not my favorite, but cold email blasting on Gmail. If you don't have a lot of like emails to send out. You can get them truepeoplesearch.com. Actually get their emails pretty well in there. Pretty good. So what are the paid marketing channels? These are like listrei.com, zachdata.com. You kind of have to use some paid services. You don't have to, but like reverse drawing for dollars, technically it's gas money, sticky notes, whatever. I'm not saying using direct mail too much, but you can use it if you want. But paid marketing channels, reverse drawing for dollars, probably gonna be my favorite one if you have to pay for it. Direct mail obviously is one. Letters with probates. Rick's free probate letter guide is in freewholesaling.com. SMS text blasting, that worked pretty well too. But those are really the paid marketing channels or lists per se. But overall, guys, that is how you do government lists. It took about an hour to break that down, but I feel like we really went into it in detail. Go to Wholesaling House for the Facebook group, and then we have a YouTube channel on it. I have some videos on there from there. Rick Ginn does a lot of probates on his channel. And guys, we sent an email out today just showing everyone, like, we have 4 channels. Subscribe to all of them, FYI, because they're exclusive stuff on all of them. We're trying to kind of make a lot more stuff on there. So let me break down some questions really quick. One from Joe. Take a bodybuilder if you're scared to go to a thing. I'm telling you, a bodybuilder is not going to help you with a criminal, okay? I'm not going to say any words for the algorithm, but like, a bodybuilder ain't going to do much, okay? With just FYI, guys. Like
they've got bigger things to fight it off with.
There's worse, okay? I'm going to answer one last thing from Christopher Marina because he keeps posting this out here. So I want to talk to Christopher really quick. I get these comments sometimes. It drives me crazy. I have an eidetic memory, photographic memory, so I remember exactly situations like this. I'm in your private Facebook group, and it says I can't post or comment for a month. What rules did I violate? What did I do? Christopher, well, I can't. What's this all about? This is crazy. Why can't I post? Well, let me explain this, Christopher.
And Christopher, this is constructive because
this is
to run a free wholesaling thing is we there's certain rules we have to abide to. Otherwise, it's just a train wreck.
Well, let me do. There's only one thing. So I messaged him, and he's still I literally messaged this guy. And now he keeps messaging me. So I will say this on here. Now, we're doing this constructively nicely. The Facebook group has 3 rules. 3 rules. 3 rules. What are the rules? No gurus, no selling, just value. So let me show you what I mean by the rules. I literally have the rules splattered on the top. I'm going to show you. I've splattered on the top here. Just because you keep posting, so I will tell you. No gurus, no selling, just value. What rule do you think got no gurus? You are promoting a guru who sells a ton of money, a crazy course. You're promoting him. Okay? You plastered his face all over the comments.
Yeah,
so automatically, when you start promoting gurus, you automatically it stops you from commenting. Because we have 52,000 people in it. I'm pretty savvy with the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even do it. I looked it up though because he kept messaging me. Automatically, you're not allowed to post for like a month if you start promoting gurus.
Yeah. If
like
we
courses
do that
and stuff like that,
this is just going to be a big giant sales page.
So just FYI. So
Christopher,
I'm being nice.
We're trying to help you out here, but if you're not going to read the rules and you're going to keep pestering us posts like that, guys, if you're going to promote paid courses on here, do it on their site. You don't have to do it here. I'm just like, we respect everybody, but like, if we do
posting, I'm like, bro, I'm just FYI. I'm trying to be nice. You promoted a guru. It's okay. Like, I'm not mad at you.
If you like
them,
kick
you out of the group.
I'm not.
You're probably not allowed to comment for a little bit because it's going to stop.
You got put in timeout.
FYI, gurus actually join the group, have spam bots, and spam their courses on there. So I had to automatically make a little thing on there. Just FYI for everyone on here. 52,000. You got me as a moderator and him as the moderator. Yeah. I'm actually very efficient with it because I can program stuff in it. But talk about a guru, you're just gonna get kicked out of there. FYI. So 3 rules.
Yeah. And we got a copy of everything you put on there. So like, you had to do it. Like and don't make me pull it up and put it up there.
No, I'm not
because we're wasting, we're wasting everyone's time on here. But I'm just telling you, when you guys go in the comments and put up like, why did you remove it? Like, why don't you answer your own question first? It would help out a lot. So you should be commenting questions on how to become a better wholesaler. How can I learn from Zach and Rick? Instead of posting your favorite gurus thing up there. You go do paid advertisements, go to all the groups that don't filter. It just doesn't work here.
So one thing before we get into it, guys, we've opened up our JVing again. We kind of opened it up. We closed it. We're getting some DMs, some deals. We're doing, 5, 10, 15 deals a month doing it. We're opening up the floodgates again because we have to get the systems in place for it. It gets very intense when you get 20, 30 deals sent to you every single day. Underwriting all this stuff. It takes quite the staff.
Yeah, it's a process.
So we've opened it up again. FYI, we are hiring more and more people for it. So we're not going to be taking in every single JV deal that gets sent to us. Ones that we know we can sell. I'll talk to my boy Hassani. He sent me a deal in Cleveland. He got a Zillow for sale by owner for around like 65% off the list price. And I thought it was a good deal. I sent it to some really big Cleveland players, like 4 or 5 of them. All came back to me like this thing was going to sell for this price. And I'm like, because I'm not in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, see, that's the underwriting I got to do. I got a deal right now in, I'm not going to reveal the state. It's actually in the Northeast in a state not a lot of people like know for wholesaling. The county has like 400,000 people in it.
Yeah.
Pretty much set to go in an assignment of about 30 to 40,000 on it. And I underwritten. I'm like, this is a great deal. So I actually recorded the call with the guy, recorded this cat. I'm actually might post this because I was thinking about making a video on it. Since I'm training the staff, if you go to www right now, www.flipwithrick.com/JV. This is the full one. So www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me. If you have a good deal, if it's an okay deal, I might send it to the VA, but if it's a decent deal, I'm training my VA. So you might personally get a call from me or Rick and we'll work with you. So that one is a good deal. So I'm actually working with the guy there. It's his first deal. Yeah. He's probably gonna make 30, 40K. And I'm actually walking through the whole process. He literally, I called him this morning and he's like, I don't have a title company. I found 6 flippers in that. I'm just FYI I found 6 flippers that are flipping a ton of deals in that city. I literally looked up on the deeds. Hey, what title company they use? They all use this one title company. Called the title company. They're like, oh yeah. They sent me like the title company this morning. I had the whole recording. I might release it. Let me know if you guys want to read it. Title company gave me their biggest cash buyers because they want more deals. And I said, well, if you bring some cash buyers, you could get the deal when I assign it to you, and you get the deal when they sell that deal right on the market. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, of course we'll use it. Like, really? Yeah. So they sent me all these buyers. I'm actually getting calls off the hook from buyers right now because I use my personal cell. But like, FYI, guys, like we get stuff done.
Yeah.
Quick.
So we're working on systems in place to make it more efficient.
We're hoping to. Our goal is just to be at 100 deals per month. FYI, everyone's like, why do you guys teach for free all this? Because I want to do 100 wholesaling deals a month.
And why charge you guys to learn?
We're not 100 deals a month now. We're getting the systems in place, but just FYI, like send us some decent, like not decent deal, but like if you think it's a deal that can move, we can help you out. We're not a dispositions company. Our goal on this, guys, FYI, we want you to JV with us 1 to 2 deals. That's it. Because I want you to actually have the relationships, everything set out where you can actually not use this anymore. That's my biggest problem I have with dispositions company. Because if you give us a deal, we give you a buyer, and it's like you have to use this as a crutch. I don't like that, It's like having training wheels when you're biking.
Yeah.
I want to hold you while you're learning how to do the bike and push you off.
Push you hard.
So FYI, like we'll probably only do 1 to 2 deals with you.
But it's their choice. So, and then you get the luxury of me and Zach, we don't have a baseball bat when the bike gets going. Yeah. And we don't hit you with a $10,000 fee. Like, oh, you got to do the coursework.
No,
you got to pay this fee. You got to pay that fee. The beauty of from start to
you
finish,
get my cell phone number. You got to call me. Like,
we're going to teach you how to fish, which is wholesaling. And then you make money. We make money. You get access to us, which is really cool. And then you get to go out and fish for the rest of your life and take care of your family and get the financial freedom.
Well, I'm just being honest. Like, look at this. That deal we're probably going to sell for 30, 40K.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to get this deal sold within 2 days. We're going to get $20,000 for 3 days of coaching. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't charge you anything. You didn't cost any money. You got your first deal, which you probably would have not gotten that extra 20K of assignment because of me. And guess what? I sent you a title company, you got relationships. That's the way we're liking to do it. And that, I'm being completely honest with you, when this economy changes and everyone has to stop doing coaching, this is going to be the future.
There's still going to be
but
coaching.
Just FYI, I'd rather just get 20K for 3 days worth of work, and not really.
And it's
just coach you.
mutually
Yeah,
beneficial
I
for
feel
both
dirty
parties.
when you pay me. I like being in the trend. Like I just like wholesaling.
Yeah. So guys,
it's
how
fun.
many programs have you, I've seen you guys put this in the comments. Why does nobody teach a system where you actually teach me how to do this for free?
You do, but you have to pay money to even.
Yeah, freewholesaling.com. And then if you guys are so good at what you do, which we've proven that time over time, is I'll just partner up on the deal and we'll split the first few deals we do together. I'm not even going to put it in writing. I'm not going to force you. You want to do the deal on your own and you have the ability, God bless you. If you want to partner up in the first deal or two with us and it makes you more comfortable, if you're willing to put in the work, God bless you. If you want to sell me 5 deals, that's great. My whole goal in this is give you options. We have to change how wholesaling's taught.
Let me give an example, right?
Go ahead.
We got sent like 10 deals yesterday. I got about 4 cash buyers already lined up. Pretty close to getting them all done by tomorrow. So like some of these deals are just, I'll be honest with you, like someone sent me a deal with 2,000 people living in the middle of Texas. There's no county around town. I called the 4 biggest hedge funds. I called the 4 biggest guys. They're like, we don't buy it.
They're not
so
buying.
just FYI. But like if it's a decent deal, we'll help you out. Just just so you understand what it is. Let me give you an example for one dude. We're working in Jacksonville with this one guy, and he's up in I gotta look it up, but he's dealing in Jacksonville with this partner. And I don't remember where they're from, but they're dealing with this deal in Jacksonville. I'm not gonna say this thing. So what I did, I said, hey, let's do 2 things. Do you just want to churn and burn this? I'll get a hedge fund in 5 seconds, buy this thing. And not really a hedge fund per se, but like we get this done in 5 seconds. You don't really learn much, but we get the deal sold like a dispo. Or are you actively marketing in the city? He said, oh, I'm actively marketing here. I'm like, okay, well, this is different. So I sent him 10 of the most buyers, the top 10 buyers that are buying and selling that are making around 30, 40K in profit every single deal that know their jazz. I sent them the names, the phone numbers, all 10. I said, build a relationship with this. Because if I call them, a lot of these guys know who I am. And they're like, oh, it's a little smoother with me.
Yeah.
But I want you to build that relationship. One guy you actually know really well. But FYI, I'm just telling you right now, like we're trying to help you. So we're like, all right, here's the title company. Here's the top 10 buyers. You build relationships with them. And then we kind of help you on the process. But like, that's what we want to do for a lot of the local guys. We can churn and burn it all day. Just FYI on it. So yeah.
So guys, there's 2 things when you submit a deal. Number 1, they gotta be a motivated seller. And I'm going to probably add the word highly motivated, especially in the market we're going into. Some of the parameters a lot of you have been working on up to this point, they're not going to work going forward. You're actually going to it's like when you buy a stock, now you actually have to find a profitable company, not one that's just growing and losing money. You got to find people that have a need. They need to sell the house, and like time is of the essence. Number 2, you guys, someone's got to go out and like touch this asset. Like, is it what they say it is? So if you're doing it virtual, you're going to have to get some sort of boots on the ground, a realtor or someone, and verify it. Because if we can get
I'm dealing with one right now.
If our staff can get those 2 things, we can give you a quick answer if we can do a deal or not. Without that stuff, it's just hard to evaluate.
Right now, like that one where we make 30, 40K. The wholesaler has never seen it. The guy lives in Arizona. He's never seen it. And no one's seen this house. I had a buyer like just drive by it. He's good to go on it. We have pictures from the seller. Like you can do it virtually. It's just a little more work, but FYI, like we're here to help. Just so you guys understand that. But
so we can get involved with the seller, but like sometimes taking clues, like little thing with the seller. So I dealt with one. I'm not going to give a state. We found out no one's been to the property in like a year. And so like, you know what a house looks like after a year. You go out there, it's never going to meet the expectations. And so if you guys can help us out with any of that information, will help out. So as this process goes along, it'll get better. It'll get smoother. Guys, it is the perfect system. And think about it, a learn and earn, where actually you take our skills, you apply them, and you actually earn money. And the only risk up front is your time and your energy level in putting it. And guys, if you were going to create a perfect system, you know, everybody would sign up for this process. But what's the difference? Pay me 10, pay me $5,000 up front. I'll show you how to do it. And then you can take action. Well, if they really believed in you, wouldn't they just partner with you up front?
I'm giving the FYI, like, I'll talk to Angelo for a second here. I was in talks with Open Door before we opened up the JV again, because I was thinking if I can build a connection with them just to use them. They are cutting off buying from investors. Like we're not taking in any new investors. And I was like, really? I'm like, because they've sold a lot of deals with us and in North Carolina, like really well. They're like, no, like they're closing things off. And I saw Wholesale, like they're technically I think they're stock or offer pad. One of them, they're on the market on the stock exchange. But just FYI, guys, like some of these are like weirder. So guys, FYI, like we built the systems in for the next probably roughly a month. You're going to personally deal with me on some of them, not all of them, but for like the goodish deals, you'll probably deal with me because I want to get some content out with it. So I might be recording myself by calling you, just FYI.
So put it in sooner than later, and then you can work with one of us
After a month,
one-on-one type of deal. But like, guys, we want a win-win situation where we take the people that have the people want to take the most action, and they're going to get rewarded.
Yeah, but FYI, if after a month, it's going to be completely like staffed out. Just FYI for everyone.
Small window, guys. Small window. I'm just
trying to record it for the teams for the training because we're looking to become, I don't want to say the biggest wholesaler because like I'm not trying to be the guy doing 1,000 deals a month. Like I don't want the whole office thing, but like I want to scale it out where get at least 100 deals a month. That's pretty cool, I think. I don't know why.
And that's the direction we've been looking to go, like anyways, with it. So the idea is teaching you guys out there the core skills to find the best wholesale deals, the most motivated sellers, and then take them down. You have plenty of information at freewholesaling.com to take it down yourself. Or if you want some help with it and you have a really good deal, we would be happy to work with you. You kind of showed them how, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know for at least 30 states, the top wholesaler in each one. I have them in my back pocket because they all want to get on the podcast. Some of them trying to sell courses. But like they'll all buy a lot of these deals. And I have that relationship with them, which you DM them. They're like, they got all these stupid followers and they're like, oh yeah, I mean, I can't talk to you. I can talk like that's another, like just with my network, like our network of people, like we can get it sold.
Yeah.
You have any deals in there, send it to us. If you have a deal in Port St. Lucie, the Treasure Coast, or even South Florida, that I get sold within 2 hours.
Maybe an hour.
Everything outside of that probably is going to take some time. But honestly, we're getting more cash buyers calling me. But FYI for everyone, it's probably, I don't know, 50, 100 people are going to send a deal tonight. So I'm going to try to get through some of the good ones. But the underwriting is going to be.
Send your best deals, guys. And I'm telling you, we're going to reward the people that's in the best. And what better month to do it in June, right?
Yeah. And
the wholesale challenge month.
So send it over www.flipwithrick.com/JV with me. And we'll check it out. But FYI, we're testing some crazy disposition stuff. So what's the criteria? Honestly, if it's
more than a pulse.
Yeah. If the county's got over 20, 30,000 people, probably decent enough. There's got to be skin in the game. I want the cash buyer to make money. Like I have a relationship with these guys. When I sell a deal to someone, like I want them to make 30, 40K on the deal. Like
you got to have money in it. True wholesaling passes it down, and you're trading the convenience and the speed of the tracks. I'm talking about the wholesaler, not your seller. I'm telling you what wholesaling is. And the people who always want retail at the end, guys, it's just not wholesaling. And just be honest about it. It's not going to fit our model.
No, and things are changing, FYI, just for
They're changing rapidly.
So when I'm looking to do 100 deals a month, I want to feed some of these big players like 20 deals a month. I want them to be successful because then it's easier for us to sell these deals really quick.
Yeah.
So we can help you out and you build that connection with that buyer that we have too. Stealer buyers, we're here to help. So
and most good wholesale deals have a timeline on them. So if you got to move a property in 3 to 4 weeks, you've got to move. You don't have time to like call everybody and get it done. And if you're brand new to it and you've got a highly motivated seller, it would be a good fit. Guys, it's not a requirement. I'm just telling you, it's an option for you. It gives you the Learn and Earn program. And as we grow, you can grow with us. And it's a great way to get into wholesaling. I love it. Listen, I JV'd my first 3 or 4 deals when I started in this business. So I even had the confidence to do my own. Unfortunately, they took a lot of money from me. I mean, a lot. Like I was in shock. So
here it is, just really quick. Then we can get into the questions. Sorry about
we got to start helping people.
But yeah, guys. So just FYI, we're opening it up. I should probably stop talking about it. We're gonna get so many deals sent, but
No,
it's
let's
a
go. Let's move.
50-50 split.
They're going to think back. Remember when Rick and Zach would take a deal
Oh,
directly
yeah.
from us and then
Yeah,
they'd call
so
us
you
and
just
walk
click
us through it?
here. Can people see the screen? Yeah, you just submit. It's really easy form. Like we'll put in our own CRM for it, but
Yeah, and it's
you
simplified.
just put
right
it in
now.
here. I just telling everyone though, make it easier. Choose your file. If you can get a Dropbox or Google Drive and just put that in the notes, and if you can just already attach the contract, we need to look at the contract because I'm not going to jay with anybody on a bad contract. But yeah, let's send it over there. You guys got the link. I put in the comments. So let's actually help people
Let's
out.
go.
Let's talk to the people out. We got NWA behind us. They're rocking the Flip with Rick gear today.
They look a little thin.
Yeah. I thought it was a cool graphic, but everyone thinks it's cool. But so let's talk here with Christy. Christy, what is up?
How are you doing?
I'm
you hear
blessed.
me?
How are you?
Yeah, we can hear you. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. This is the first time I've been on live. I've always catch it later. So
It's like
Welcome.
so surreal, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazy.
We crave human interaction. Go ahead.
well, I'm just starting. I'm actually in Oklahoma, and I am actually a realtor, but I just do property management. And so I have some buyers from my owners that we have, and so it's just I've been thinking about doing this for the last 2 years since I've been a property manager, and so you guys have really motivated me to move forward. I talked to a title company yesterday. I've got some driving for dollars.
We're
Liz.
Oklahoma.
Huh?
We're in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City, Edmond.
She's gonna do well there.
She knows this. Every wholesaler virtually has ran away because they think wholesaling is like illegal now because you have to get a license to publicly sell it. That's money for you.
So I actually talked to a real estate lawyer. I went to a local REI meeting and got a name. And so I called her and said, what is the deal with Oklahoma? That's kind of what has been holding me back. And she said, no, it's totally legal. And I have a assignment contract for you, which she sent it to me. So it shows where I put basically it looks a lot like yours, except I have to put my license. I have to disclose that. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
So I was pretty
Just
pumped.
make sure on the assignment agreement,
Uh-huh.
I have clauses on that, especially the second page. Make
Yeah.
sure you put them in there, like the ability to renegotiate if you change the price on it.
Yes.
I lost $30,000 when I started this because I didn't know.
We put that in our assignment also.
Yeah. So you put all the stuff in there when you're assigning it. If they don't deliver the deposit by the end of that day, their contract's null and void.
The renegotiating is on the assignment, not the purchase and sale.
Correct. It's on the assignment agreement.
Yeah.
So just, I always tell everybody, you did it right. You talk to an attorney, you make sure you get the stuff that you have to. You being a licensed realtor, you really got to kind of cover it. How long were you a realtor before this?
I've been a realtor for 2 years. We just opened up a property management company in February of 2020. How great is that in the middle of COVID?
It's a lot of work. Property managers.
Listen, I made a killing my first 2 years. Property management companies, but you have to schmooze them. But I would find ones that run like 500 properties, and I go, give me your tired and your weak, and they're like, everyone had the same story. The landlord's cheap. He won't let me do what I need to do to the property, and I'm just going to fire him. I go, well, what if I just buy it and I give you could give them a commission because most of them had a license. So it's hard, man. Property management's tough. I'm the worst property manager of them all. I used to have a company. I gave up. And I only manage my properties too. It's a real challenge. So
it is not easy. And you've got to be a people person on both ends. So and you've got to follow through and listen to people. And we try to do what's right for people and listen. And we're not slumlords, so that's not our niche in our property management company. But so anyway, this will help, I think, with our bottom line.
Okay.
And maybe, work for retirement in 10 years.
Yeah, go after it. I mean,
Yeah, I'm here to tell you, like, if you really give wholesaling the full shot,
Yeah.
I'm not going to promise you, but I am going to promise you it will far dwarf your property management
Oh
or your
yeah.
real estate
but
commissions.
wholesaling real estate, you get what you give to the business.
Correct.
Yeah.
So just that. But yeah, you're drawing for dollars. You're getting it going. So yeah, what questions you got? Like just
Anything we can help you out with?
you're set
Well,
up.
I do have one question. I talked to a title company yesterday, and one of the things she told me was that I said, well, when I bring you, if I get a contract signed before I have a buyer, I take it to the title company, and she's like, yeah, and then you have to pay uh, up front all of our fees. Is that normal? I've never heard that
No,
before. And I was
never,
like, I said, what are
never.
we talking? And it was like $900 on
No.
a.
Next title company, please.
Yeah,
That's
next
what I
title
was
company.
thinking. I was like, okay, well,
So
I
the
haven't heard
fact you're already a realtor and you're in the property management business, they shouldn't be trying to play those games with you.
Okay.
The reality is some deals just don't follow through.
And they don't trust you.
Correct.
They don't think you're going
I
to do the deal.
understand.
They
And
want
if
your
it
money.
if they ran their business like that, they would shoo people away. If you're going to do a decent amount of business in the long run, then to lose a deal here and there, it's like the cost of doing business. I ask, what is the true cost to run a title search and like your staff? The title search costs them about between $50 and $75 if it's a small company.
Uh-huh.
And then you got to kind of figure out like some staff, maybe so $100 at most is what it costs.
Okay.
Now, I've had people try to send me a bill and then I just go find other companies I work with because a lot of times they make a ton of money off some of your deals. I've done multiple closings in the same day, back-to-back closings. It's like, I don't get like
They
much
just
of it.
make double money there on
Yeah.
double.
So them asking it is just, it's just like, honestly, it's really a $50 to $75 risk running your deal.
Okay.
Now, I'll be honest, if you give them 5 deals and all 5 don't work out, I would probably kick you out too.
Sure, sure.
And
I
then,
haven't given them
Christy, what you
any.
do
I
is the
just,
nice thing is I go, listen, if I owe you some money, but $900, that's insane.
I agree.
That's
Okay.
an
Good.
entire closing fee.
Get another
Yeah, I find somebody else. They're not the
yeah, you have
person
the
for you.
RIA. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm going and I've got one on Friday too. So
Yeah, no, just
Well, I'll do you a favor, Chris. Do you know any wholesalers in Oklahoma City?
I not exactly.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, go to Facebook groups and look for them,
okay.
and try to just ask them what title company they use.
Okay.
You ask 10, 8 of them are going to say no. 2 of them are going to say I use this one.
Okay.
Pretty well.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's it. I mean, it's not even realtors bat 100%. Like deals fall
Well,
through.
and I need to honestly just ask a couple of my owners. I got one owner that has 26 properties, and I just need to. I mean, I need to ask him too because he flips them and then rents them. So, what title company do you use?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just fine. But like honestly, they're gonna fight you on that. Wait till you get to the fees and stuff. Oh my God.
Okay.
So it's you just want someone that's going to be transparent, tell you what deal is, and every title company I deal with across the United States, they understand deals just fall through. Now, if it was a
Sure.
multi-million-dollar deal, I kind of get it. They're expensive to run, but the single family house, that's unacceptable. Honestly, you're going to have so many fights with them. Just move on to the next one. That's
Okay.
terrible. $900.
That's what I thought too. I thought,
Your instinct was
hey,
right.
it's good to talk to you, but
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
it.
crazy.
That's it. I'm gonna make some phone calls tonight and get some deals so I can.
You got
send
it. You're
so
in
I
a
can
great
send them
area
to
for
ya.
it. Yeah, I want to hear back from you down the road, and you go, listen, this wholesaling thing is kind of taken over everything else I've done. I'm like,
That's my
because I
goal.
had a property management company, and wholesaling it was like, it wasn't even a decision. It's like, this makes so much money, and this one's a pain in my butt, and that's how we
Right.
did it. But
Yeah.
the reason you do wholesaling is to design the life that you truly want, and
Yeah.
whatever makes you happy doing it, go for it. Do
Yeah.
it, Christy. That's how you want to live. That's why you're getting
Yeah,
into
you're
this.
right.
So, okay,
Thank you
you
guys
got
for
it.
everything. Really
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Keep it up.
Thanks.
Bye.
I'm telling you, the more you put into this business, the more you're going to get out of it. And if you want to run a $50,000 a month business, a $10,000, you have to put the effort into it. Until you start scaling up, you got to put the effort into it, and that'll give you the results. So next year we got Diane.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, how's it
Diane, how you
going?
doing?
How can we help you out today?
I am doing great. Well, number one, I want to say accountable. I initially started with you guys with the 90-day challenge. However, I saw the 30-day, and I think I mentioned that would be sweeter. I'm kind of, I got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm trying to figure it out. Because I work the full-time job and the part-time job, I've got what is PropStream? Is that how you say
Yeah.
it? So I'm getting the
Yeah.
probate, because again, I went down to the courthouse. I did do that as I spoke to you guys the other day, whenever. But
Okay.
because I'm working the two jobs and got something else going on as well, I did that. Now I just haven't, and I'm going to be doing the texting. I got another system where I can do texting, like 200 a day. I just haven't gotten it. It's like I got all this stuff together. I feel like that analysis of paralysis kind of thing going on with me. I've got this, but it
Oh,
seems like I'm not doing
take
anything.
action.
Yeah, no, but like now, I'm
What's your reservation? Like deep down, what is your fear?
wow, that's pretty deep, Rick. I don't,
It's
that
true
I
though.
don't
Like
know.
there's always something like there's like so just break down like I'll give you analysis. I hate going to the dentist,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to learn even as an adult, if you don't deal with like the pain of getting a tooth fixed, it's going to get worse to the point you can't eat and can't talk. And that's sometimes how I look life in general. Like sometimes the best way to deal with a fear is just hit it head on because the anxiety up to
Yeah.
the fear is the
Yeah.
worst experience. So I remember, a lot of times we have like childhood things that we didn't have control over that bleeds over into adulthood. And sometimes you can reverse engineer it. So a lot of times I find people like we can analyze till we turn blue. It's human nature. We want everything to be perfect. The
Yeah.
reality is, let me ask you, do you have any kids?
I'm the one. I'm that 68-year-old one. I'm the one with the
Yeah,
4
she has,
kids and 11
Yeah, yeah,
grandkids. I'm Diane,
yeah,
Zach.
yeah. So you think you were ready when you had kids and grandkids? Especially kids.
No, not
Is it
really. I mean,
yeah, so you did it. You made it work.
yeah, you're right.
And how's it worked out for you?
Well, they're all grown.
There you
I don't
go.
think
I don't
I
know.
So
would.
I don't know what
Yeah,
kind of point you're trying to make.
I'm trying to tell you is you're never going to be 100%
you
ready.
never.
I
Right,
think
right.
the analysis is the reality of it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's a procrastination tool. I'm one of the
Yeah.
best at it because I learned it
Yes.
early.
Yes.
Is you just have to attack.
I
And
have to
once you
check.
start attacking, it's going to feel awkward, uncomfortable. What do I mean by attacking? Sending out those text messages, making those phone calls, talking to people, you're going to get rejected. It's just, but once you figure it out, you go, man, this isn't as painful as Rick and Zach told me it's going to be. We actually kind of tell you, listen, just get through it. And once you get through it, all of a sudden your muscles become a little bit stronger in your head, going, these people can't hurt me. It's just a phone call, it's just a text. I'm looking for that one person I can truly change their life. In exchange, it's going to have a huge impact on my life, my kids, and my grandkids. So remember, it always comes back to your why, Diane. Like you have to just get through it. There's nothing worse than the anxiety. I remember sitting down when I used to have to make phone calls when I started this. I sweat. I was just hoping someone would call me to bail me out of it. They're not. You just got to do it. And once you get through it, it feels better. It's the anxiety. You know that anxiety before you ever do an exercise or do something you don't want to do?
Mhm.
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
I go running. I hate it with a passion, but I do it to help manage my life. It's a form of meditation. I can burn some calories so I can eat something a little bit nicer in the day. But I tell you that 20, 30 minutes before I run, I still sweat it out this day. But it gets easier as you do it. I'm telling you, Zach's correct. You just got to take the action and you got to be a little bit robotic in the beginning about it and just force
Mhm.
yourself to do it. Once you do it 2 or 3 times,
Uh-huh.
you're going to push it a little bit further. The
I,
problem
I
is you're not used to doing it and it's uncomfortable and I get it.
yeah. And you're right. And no, here's the thing, I'm a type of person that I put too much on my plate. Like I said, I have the full-time job, I have the part-time job.
Uh-huh.
And there's something else that came, another opportunity came within what I'm doing. And I'm working on that. It's like I take too much on. It's like I'm blessed with a lot of gifts, but I take too much on. And then at the same time, I'm like, can I really do this? I've done it for and with someone else, should I say. but have never went all the way by myself, like with the attorney and all these
Diane.
talking to. Yeah.
You got two things you got to deal with here: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. If you're not disciplined on your marketing, you're going to regret it.
Right.
And you got to make that choice for yourself. Until you're so sick of where you're at right now, you're not going to change. And honestly, like, that's the decision you got to make. What are you willing to deal with? You got to make that decision. Like, we can't make that decision for you.
And it's the truth, Diane. Like, you haven't paid me a dime. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. I'm just going to give you the truth. Just like you were my son or my daughter. I'm just telling you, there's certain things you just got to do in life. They're not exactly fun, but that's the difference of what a wholesaler will do and what the average person won't do. Diane, I know you're not average, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so show me. Do it. Just do it. You're gonna have to prioritize some things in your life. I can't solve all that for you.
Right.
But find out what brings you joy or what's going to potentially bring you joy that's healthy and good for your family. And make decisions going forward with that. And you'll have to prioritize as you go. But you don't have to prioritize other than doing your marketing for wholesaling. If it's a priority for you, you're going to do it. If not, you're constantly going to evaluate and
make that decision for yourself. I've told everyone, we celebrate great athletes, great entrepreneurs, everything. We don't celebrate them because they've done average stuff. We celebrate them because they've done extraordinary things. So if you want to become extraordinary, you're going to have to do extraordinary things.
Do what nobody else wants to do, Diane.
I'm not going to sugarcoat this. If you constantly make excuses, you're never going to be where you're at in life. You just got to put your head down and go after it. Look at your schedule, make a schedule of your entire day and see which ones you can dedicate to your marketing and do it. Right? There's nothing else. We can debate this for hours.
Right.
You just got to take the action.
Okay. No, you guys are right. You know, it's right. You're right. So I know what to do. Again, I'm just being accountable. That's another thing. In the 90 days, you were saying, just call, be accountable. If you don't have
We're doing the 30 day, not the 90 day, Diane.
Huh?
She started the 90 day.
We do whatever when you want.
Yeah. I mean, we're just trying to go to the fastest success.
Well, it's a 90 day thing. It tells you what to do. It's all done for you.
So what Zach's saying,
there's no ifs, ands, or buts around it.
Just follow the program.
Follow the program.
And don't change it.
If that week says do 100 drawing for dollars leads, do 100. If it tells you to do 100 code violations, do 100. Follow. There's no debating. Like,
if you debate it, it's not a program.
Not for debating. You can switch this. Do it.
Okay. No, again, you guys, I appreciate that. One other question, totally off the question, off the away a little bit. Zach, on that song, is that you?
No.
Oh, okay. Because it looks like
I wish. If I was that smart, if I was that talented, I don't think I'd be wholesaling.
Okay, you guys.
I wish.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm on it. That's all I have to say. And I'm going to be a guest. I'm telling you this. Everybody can hear me. I will be a guest. You guys are going to be seeing me. How about that?
Okay.
That's a fact.
Go get it, Diane.
Okay? Thank you so much.
Love it.
Bye. It's like the woman power hour here.
I know.
I love it.
You got Terrace.
Oh my gosh, I'm on. I'm Anna, guys. I'm like super excited, but I told my husband to quit his job. He works construction nonstop. I have 4 questions that I need help with.
Okay, shoot.
First question. I found out there's a title company here in my area, but it's like a 40-minute drive. Should I find something closer or should I go with that company? Say that again.
What area?
I'm in Sacramento, California.
Oh, there's plenty. There's so many wholesalers in Sacramento. Just go to Real Estate Investing Group and just ask which one they use.
40 minutes is too far.
Yeah, for Sacramento now. There's so many.
Unless they're doing something unbelievable for you.
Yeah.
But
no.
Do you think it's a good area, like the Sacramento area for wholesaling?
Is that where you live?
Yes.
I'd probably stick to it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's not my favorite, but if you're local, I would do it.
Yeah, because we did driving for dollars, and I was like, oh my god. So
it's not bad. People doing deals in Sacramento. So probates are really good there. I know a couple guys doing really good.
Yeah. Second question. I heard another guy who also like talks about wholesaling. That's how I got into it. I was just sitting home doing flipping Instagram pages, and I came up across his video talking about wholesales, and that's how I found you through, I don't know, like a Facebook group or something your Facebook group. But anyways, he said that what he does is he puts his closing costs on the contract that the buyer has to pay for it.
I
Do
don't
you
care what
always?
anybody else does. I do what I do. So no, we do
Yeah.
not do that.
So Anna, it's Anna, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
You're gonna have to make a decision to like. You're gonna have to follow someone's program and try to perfect it. Like meaning you have to invoke it. The problem is if you take a little bit of everyone's program, it's just a complete recipe for disaster. This is my personal experience. You got to find someone. So number one, you got to ask yourself, is this person actually do wholesaling today, or do they make a majority of their money from coaching? The reality is most of the people you're going to see on the internet, it's 95%.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like,
I'm just
follow someone's program. We don't do that. Most wholesalers don't do that.
that's
But
So-
everyone does.
But
a little
do you offer to the seller to pay their closing costs, or you don't offer that?
We do offer the seller that. Yes.
you do.
On,
But
on every contract, or just some of the houses?
Every single one.
so
So the buyer's going to do it.
yeah, the buyer's going to pay for it anyway. So it's a mute point. It's not even a selling point. Remember, are you buying the property, Anna? Like in the end?
No.
So discussing the closing costs is kind of a mute point. Like it's not an accent we do in wholesaling because it's kind of irrelevant, especially when you start off on it. So
That's almost the truth. So just, right? Yeah.
it's someone who's using that as a sales tactic. But you're hanging a lot on it because there's nothing there. Like
We'll say that, but we won't use it in the contract.
yeah, wholesaling is always passed off. The expenses are passed off to the end buyer.
Yeah.
That being said, it's still got to be a really good deal for them to do it. They're not going to pay retail for that stuff. You leave money in it. There's plenty of money for you to make. The end buyer's like, yeah, it's no problem. They're used to paying for closing costs when they do that. So have you gone through freewholesaling.com?
I am looking at the courses because I started like 3 weeks ago. So I'm trying to catch you here and catch you there and catch you everywhere.
Yeah. Go to freewholesaling.com. It will just show you it's step by step. You got the 30-day challenge. I'll just stick with the 30-day challenge. If you
That's what I'm trying to stick to because you really like
you watch the
shoot
title company
everything.
video? Did you watch the title company video? Day 5 or 6?
That's one of them.
Title company.
That was
Title
day 5. We basically
Yes,
said it
I
on
watched
there.
that.
We explained buyers.
It literally walks you step by step.
Yeah.
So the really cool thing is you can go through it like
You can watch the replay. Freewholesaling.com
Watch it
has
10
the
times.
challenges on there. Day 5, we talked about it. So yeah,
I'm telling you, Anna, you're not going to find a better course out there.
you're overcomplicating it. It's really you're buying properties and then you're selling it to a cash buyer. I think you're complicating it, and I that's it. You know, nothing wrong with it. Yeah, you're just complicating it.
You're trying to find different ways to like reinvent the wheel here. I'm just telling you, like, do what works. The idea is to put money in your bank account to solidify your belief in wholesaling, and then as you make money, if you want to kind of go off course, you can. But that's when a lot of people get in trouble.
It's like, all right, Anna, have you ever made a peanut butter jelly sandwich?
Oh, I do love those.
Yeah.
So you tell me, here's the problem. You're like, what bread do I need? What type of peanut butter? What jelly? It's like you're just going into like.
I'm just
how many
freaking out because
calories-
my husband's quitting his job to do this. Like, I mean, we have Airbnb business that we do.
I never told you
I
your husband to quit
sublease
his
the
job.
properties, but
Anna, why is he quitting his
We
job?
never told you to do that.
because I
Who
told
told-
him to.
Why did you tell him?
Where'd you get that
Because
information
I
from?
want to because I'm kind of a person who takes risks and I want to go with it like totally like
Okay.
into it. You know what I mean? Like we do have Airbnb business that sort of covers our monthly expenses, so it's not like we're losing financially completely. You know what I mean? It's just I want him to quit the construction job so he has more time to do like driving for dollars and all that.
But Anna, all right. So he's your husband, right?
Yeah.
You like spending time with him, right?
Yeah, we do everything together.
So would you tell him to quit his job to spend more time with you? No, right?
Yeah.
Like you like No, but like then no one's going to pay the bills. So the
Yeah.
question is like, you like spending time with him, but like obviously it's not going to be good if he quits his job for that. So you got to like, it's like when you go to a store, are you going 150 miles an hour? No, right? Like, you get there faster, but there's too much risk. Did he already quit his job?
No, his 20th is his last day. But again, I'm trying to explain to you, we run Airbnb business. So it's not like he's quitting his job where we're like, don't have any income. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's his opinion on wholesaling? I've heard yours. I know you're in.
Actually, he knew about it a long time ago, and I almost killed him when he told me that he knew all about it. I'm like, why didn't you tell me earlier?
Well,
He's gotta go into it.
yeah, he's got to share the same excitement level as you do, though. Like you can't, guys. I'm here to tell you, man. I've been married a long time, 25 plus years. You can't just drag your significant other into it. They've got to be as excited, if not more than you, because there's nothing worse than dragging someone if they don't want to do it. So
But
just
see,
make sure
like he
you have the buy-in.
wants to do it in. We are divided in our family in a way. He's more like a computer guy, and he has no English language. He only speaks Ukrainian, basically. And I have my English language. I came here to United States when I was 11. So basically, like, we want to combine our things together, you know, where he does the computer stuff and I do all the calling, text messages, and scheduling the appointments and all that.
Okay.
It doesn't take English proficiency to pull lists, find ugly houses.
No, it doesn't. But
that's fine, you know.
don't complicate it. Like,
Yeah.
do the stuff we're telling you to do because it works. If you're gonna try to take pieces out here and there, it'll be brutal.
So
like,
this
I'm
is
just
a great
gonna be
video
honest with
for you.
you. Yeah.
I showed you how to do government lists, right? You're already drawing for dollars. You're on the right path. I think you're good to go. You know, I don't think there's any issue. I just got to go. You know, that's it.
Can I ask one more question? That was my husband's
more
question.
questions.
All right. When he does batch leads, what he told me is that he cannot text a lot of messages because they're asking for his LLC EIN number.
Yes.
So basically, for us to do like a lot of text messages sending, we need our LLC.
To a point, it's with the new 10 deals. I don't want to get like act. He's a computer guy. He'll understand it. I did a video on it. If you message me, I'll send you the video. Explain it. Basically, the carriers are going after batch and everyone and saying, unless you're registered as an LLC, we're not going to send it in the right way. You have two options. You can do a toll-free number, or you can basically not do it or use your EIN. Just be careful. There's some services that go around that. Message me and I'll go help you out with it.
Where would I message you?
Facebook.
Okay, we'll do that.
Perfect.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Did she say she had 4 questions?
Yeah, that was all 4.
Okay.
All right, beautiful. Take action.
Oh, no,
Oh.
you are right.
All right.
When Rick was going over the contract, I think he missed number 8. I know it's probably really stupid, but I just want to double check because English is my second language. Number 8 on the contract, it says this contract is assignable by the buyer. So basically, is that just stating that, letting the owner know that I'm going to assign this contract to somebody else?
You can. See, that's the thing about it.
It gives you permission.
You can. It just, it gives you permission.
Yeah. So
it's not saying you are.
Somewhere in the contract, you have to have permission to make it assignable. I've seen sometimes people say this contract's assignable. That's good enough to suffice.
Okay.
So it has to be on there for you to give that to a title company to assign it. So that's why we kind of put it in there like that. It doesn't mean you're going to assign it. It means you have the right to assign it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. I
No
appreciate
problem,
all
Anna.
of your time and all of your help.
Beautiful.
Good luck with
Thanks.
everything. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Guys, pump the likes up on this video. If you're getting value from this, pump the likes up.
Come on.
How many likes we got? Let's see. Yeah, we're going to need to pump some of these likes up. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Who do we got on deck?
Who we got in debt? Is this the same Brooklyn that commented?
Yes.
Okay. Do virtual on the arrest records.
So I am actually in the Charleston market.
Okay. Who's CJ.
Marco.
I was talking to CJ from Charleston.
He's
quite a
he's
few.
right next to me actually.
What?
What?
He's working on
He's his girlfriend.
Okay. Makes sense now.
So
Awesome.
he's working on finding out another kind of list that we might be able to use, but it's still in the works.
Okay.
So I had a question about, we've been cold calling since like 2:30. So I was asking him, he wasn't sure. Should we say hello, is this the name? Because I feel
Is she freeze?
more likely to ask more questions rather than being like, hey, is this the owner of blah blah blah? Because I feel like when you ask them that, they're going to think it's like a bill collector or something and just hang up. Because I've ran into that issue a lot.
But that does invoke curiosity too. So
True.
yeah, you say, hey, is this John? Sure,
I
this
was-
is John.
Yeah, because
And
I
then
was saying
you gotta
like,
ask.
yeah, because I was saying like, if you say, hey, is this blah blah blah, and if it's not, you'd be like, well, is this the owner of?
I want you to test both out and just see which one you like. Just use
Okay.
it.
Okay.
And
It's
a
your
lot of
script.
yeah, and a
Like,
lot of
do-
time
yeah,
it comes your confidence level. Like
yeah.
Okay.
What gives you confidence?
what gives you most confidence and then what gives you the result. So like
Right.
everybody kind of Pfizer's. If I told you the original cold calling script I went off, you would just hang up like immediately because it was so bad. And the way Zach got it went from where I went, and it just really comes down to get the information as fast as possible so you don't waste time. And honestly, it's like if you don't like believe in what you're saying, and you're already saying, listen, I think we're gonna have a problem overcoming this, then tweak it. But look at it
Right.
and see if it works. Sometimes when the person tells you originally the right way to do it, some people want to test it and do it their own way. It's just in their DNA. And then they go
Mhm.
back to the original one because they had so many problems with the way they do it. So take what,
Do the one you like.
yeah, be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did call someone today, and it was a younger girl, obviously not the right number. She was like, oh, this is a spam call, blah blah blah, and then proceeded to kind of get nasty with me. And then I calmed her down, and I was like, wait, what do you mean? So apparently my number is popping up as spam. So it like says like potential spam. So like, what do I do about that?
So are you using one phone number?
I'm using Google Voice.
So yeah, if you hammer that like crazy, you either got to do multiple Google Voice accounts, which
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you can do multiple emails and just do it, or
Right.
use like a service for dialing. One tip I can give to you is there's other services that give you free phone numbers too. There's some like free paid. There's some paid ones. Even get a Mojo if you have to, or like a Zach dialer. But I would just get multiple Google Voice. How many calls are you doing? If you've been calling since 2:30, I mean it's
quite a bit, and I've been doing it. We've been doing it since Monday. We usually do it around 3 to around
Yeah,
7.
I'm using one number. You got to switch it up a little.
Okay. And then I did call someone today. Sure, it was probably a cash buyer. But he said it was pointless to cold call, and I was stupid if I wasn't doing direct mail. So
You have direct mail money. You want to drop $4,000 a month?
not
Probably
on my
not, right?
salary. No, no.
So I just people also say it's stupid not to own a yacht. I don't listen to those people right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, you in this
Yeah.
business, you have to put on like your filters and only listen from people that you want to strive like to be in their shoes business wise. So you're going to get a ton of people tell you like what doesn't work. It's not this. Listen, direct mail works. It's a bigger, longer play. And that's why we don't recommend it in the beginning because it's
No.
like you've got to wait 3 months to get the results. And
And
usually a
postage
minimum.
is expensive.
Yeah, but I will here to tell you, it works very well. I make 6 figures off direct mail every
Okay.
month.
Okay.
But I didn't start out doing that, and I'm not going to like walk you
But our
down.
average deal is 50 grand, and we've been doing it a very long
Yeah,
time.
but I got 20 years experience talking to people.
Right.
So,
Right.
get your first couple deals. Stop worrying about like what other people tell you. It's usually family that hammers you the worst. What are you doing this for? It's stupid. Go get a regular job. The fact that you're making the phone calls and stuff, you have the right attitude. The reality is in wholesaling in the very beginning, when you're doing all the right stuff and you're not quite getting the results, it's when you're most effective. You just don't realize it yet. I'm telling you, it will come across your lap. And you are not being rewarded right now. You're actually being punished by outsiders. Just filter them out. They want to be average. They want to
here's
do
the
their
last
9 to
part.
5. Like, just separate yourself from it.
There's a
Right.
reason you're a cash buyer, not a wholesaler. So
Right.
Wholesalers too much.
Um,
Don't fret over it.
and
Yeah.
then I did see a couple things. I have a couple more questions. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But PropStream sometimes will pull up a property and it'll say like Charleston County housing. Is that like Section 8 housing, and is that like unsellable by the owner?
Is it the owner? That's Charleston County housing.
It all it says is literally like Charleston County housing. It doesn't
As the owner,
have.
most likely. I would have to look it up and see.
Okay.
But Section 8 housing can be owned by a private company too.
Okay.
So, yeah, if it's like the HUD, Housing Urban Development, owns it, then no. Or
Yeah.
banks,
Okay.
things like that.
It
Okay.
most likely is.
Okay. And then this was a question about the list. CJ already talked to you about our issue getting the probates, but I called.
Dude, there's no issue anymore. I pulled it.
Yeah, we figured that out. But the water company, I called them because you were talking about water list today, and I used the excuse that it was for independent research, and she was like, I can't give that to you due to it being there's confidential info on the list, and I'm like not able to give that to you. And
Address. Can I have the address? Brooklyn, you should do doing it for a school project.
I that's what I said basically.
Oh, wow.
I said
You going in
yeah, my
person?
professor wants me to pull this for a project or something.
All right. Well, I just say I guess so. So, did you go in person?
No, it was a phone call. I was
You gotta go in person.
I
and
was
you gotta
at
keep
work.
speaking to the
Like, oh,
manager.
remember, you're only looking for really the address.
Yeah, you're
and the
just
name.
talking to the receptionist, and they think they know everything, and they want some.
You can get
control
away
in
with
life.
just the address because you can look up the
Yeah.
information yourself
Just get the address.
and just say,
Right.
listen, if you got social security numbers and phone numbers, you can redact it. Like, it's no big deal.
This-
Just put a black
Right.
marker on
Private
it.
tax banks. You gotta go. You gotta find somebody who actually knows it's the law. They have to give it to you, and unfortunately, you gotta find a manager in person. The 19-year-old
Okay.
that's answering the phone call, they're
It's-
there
it's
for
just-
2 months. They don't know the law.
It's easy to say no over the phone.
Right.
Even easier in email.
And then how soon should we contact heirs after death?
ASAP. If not,
ASAP.
you're
Like if it's in
realtor.
an obituary.
So
I'm not telling you what to do, but like either you do it or realtors, someone's going to contact them. And
Like-
I always do. This is the way we teach at freewholesaling.com. Oh, we've always done it. You reach out to the person, okay?
Okay.
You play stupid. Are you the owner of this house? Or are you looking to sell it? I'm assuming the heir owns the house.
Right.
If I call them and say, hey, I saw someone died, I'm looking to buy it, you're never going to do well. Play stupid, you just
Right.
assume. And guess what? If they don't want to talk about it, no, I'm not looking to sell it. Or how do you know I own the house? Well, I just have a list here.
yeah.
And then they'll say, you know what? Probably not right now, but I'll keep your information. Because realtors send mail like the day of.
Right.
Wholesalers are going to be doing it when it happens. I'm not telling you what to do, but someone is going to be marketing. I'd rather you be the first person than not.
Yeah, and remember, if you have success pulling the probate list, it's typically 30 to 60 days after the death event. So you don't want to wait too long on those. The obituaries, you're going to have to make a call. Like, I get it, the first one there, but it's a little much. Like, you
I
should think
know.
about if somebody passed away in your family.
Right.
I don't personally like do that, but I don't knock people that do it. Just make sure like you're super nice to people and understanding, like, because a lot of those things are posted usually within 7 to 10 days after death.
Right,
in, like,
right,
a
yeah.
newspaper event.
We're not telling you what to do, but it's better to be quicker than slower on something.
Yeah.
Right. And
Just avoid
then
the day of.
do you guys happen to know like the best website to find relatives on?
TruePeopleSearch.com and White Pages is probably the best one
Okay,
outside of like
yeah.
paying for a list. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been using True People Search, but I mean, obviously it's not going to be 100% accurate. So
Yeah, I mean, if you can get the probate records and like get them the day they come out, it's pretty strong. The obituary, you're going to have to like test it, and like you're going to have to figure out when they're printing it, when the person died. Just like some obituaries I've seen are months behind. Some are like the next day. I don't know how they get the information. I believe it's the family that initiates a obituary, but
right.
and I'm-
And then it's better to pull the probates on the website you showed us rather than like the classifieds where you see the people
No,
that they.
that's straight from the court. That's the
Okay.
best one.
no.
Okay.
No wholesale in your market's doing that usually.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few "We buy houses for cash" signs around the area, so we're trying to beat some people to it.
Charleston's big.
It
Yeah.
We'll
is.
see. It's old. It's cool, but like, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's all the questions I have for you guys. Thank you.
All right. Tell CJ I
Awesome.
said hi.
Zach said hi. He said, "What's up?"
All right. Have a good one, guys. Keep marketing.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Last one is Nicole. Nicole's been waiting patiently. We're going in.
You see those eyes open up there?
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
we're going in order.
That's
so-
awesome. We should have like a video feed of like
Oh
when they
my
come on.
gosh,
It's so
yeah.
fun.
You needed.
You caught
There
me
she
off guard.
There you go. At least she
Yeah.
didn't have like a mouthful of food or something.
Oh, that'd be bad. Some people are eating cereal sometimes.
I
Hi.
love that people leave their cameras on while we're waiting because we just get to see everything.
They're
It's so much
staring at
fun.
us. It's great. What's up, Nicole? How can we help you out?
So, I was watching a video or like a live you did the other day talking to somebody, and you're like that's a no-no. And I think I did that with the probates. I called the county court clerks or whatever and asking for the probates list or how I would go about getting it. And they're like, "What do you want?" Like the lady's like, "What do you want it for?" And then I kind of like froze and was like, "I'm a wholesaler." Da, 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 da. And I want it more like that. And then she's like, "Well, we can't do it unless you're like an attorney. We can't do it like send it to you through email or whatever. And we can't do it through over the phone. Like we can't send it to you that way." And I was like, "Okay." So I went in person, and because I was told that they have a special computer in the court, like you could go on and get the list that way. And so I went there, did it, tried to get the list, and they're like, "No, you have to have the actual names and case numbers." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know how to do that. I need to actually I just want to get the list."
What area?
I live in Washington, Longview or Cowlitz County.
What county?
Cowlitz County in Washington.
How do I spell that?
So the city is Longview, Washington, but the county is Cowlitz County.
All right. So, have you looked at the dockets?
That's what I was trying to do. Did look at the dockets. They tell you to go to the place to look on that little computer. And the lady's like, "I don't know how to help you because you have to have the case numbers or whatever." I'm like, "I don't know what to do because I need apparently the case numbers, the name of the people who died and all that just to get the list. And I don't have that. I just wanted to get the list." So I'm like, so she's like, "I don't know how to help you. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'll just try to figure it out and dig deeper and just come back."
Yeah, sometimes.
But when I went to the courthouse, though, I didn't say like on the phone like I did. I didn't say I was a wholesaler. So I just said I wanted the probates list, the public records probate list. And I'm just having a really hard time.
So the fastest way to do this is you need to talk to probably the clerk of the court or the higher up or the city attorney.
Okay,
and
yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
You just got to go up the chain of command because that lady thinks it's illegal. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And then
she looked really young.
She's just doing her job.
She's
told
doing her
that
job,
she's guarding the gate.
Yeah. So,
and it didn't seem like she knew what she was doing. So
whenever I mess up, it'll be Zach that messed up, and then I'll just send him in to get it if I messed up. So if they know Nicole is the wholesaler, your last name is Bailey. So just say, "Hey, my name is Bailey." And
I was thinking about using like my middle name. My middle name's like Leanne.
Yeah,
so.
No one's gonna remember you. You're gonna have to keep going up the chain of command. I would have to go in person one more time and say, "Well, do you have a manager or something?"
Okay.
Go full on grocery mom. Kind of speak to your manager, and then you just got to keep going up and
kind of be a Karen a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. We got a lot of great Karens watching us, so I'm not going to be mean to their names, but no, city attorneys and then someone higher up. Eventually, you're gonna get it. But
remember, these are public records you pay for with your hard-earned tax dollars.
Yeah. And
I love when they guard them. Like, what do you think I'm going to do? Like, but keep in mind, she probably gets a lot of wholesalers calling her. And their boss goes,
"It's not crazy." Man.
Yeah, if a wholesaler calls you, tell them to do this, or if a realtor calls you, just like shoo them away. And they're all saying like, once you tell them to go away at least twice, they'll never bother you again. So
I did the phone call part before I saw the video where he goes, I am a private citizen. Da, 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 da. I'm like, son of a, I should have watched this video before.
But you know what? You're aggressive, so it's good. So you just learn as you go through it. Like, you want to know how I learned how to get probates? I went down to the court for like 2 hours and just brown nosed everybody I could.
Let me help you out here. Okay, so do you see the private chat on here?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen. This is the public docket. So just in your face to the county clerk or the court lady who tells
You
you,
know, you can do this.
people think I'm crazy. All right.
Hold on.
So here is the county clerk of the court.
Okay.
These are the daily dockets for Colowitz County, I think. So basically, you got to go through all these. These are attorneys and dockets. I got to figure, like, I'm figuring this out, but like, I don't know. We got, public defender. We got no attorney here. I'm just going to click this.
Okay.
This is a criminal trespassing. So like, I got to go through it, but like, this is the docket. So it'd be annoying to go through each one, but like, this is good for public lists too. So like, I'm going through here. I want to go, I see a public defender. This person, these are, I think, drug ones, but like, I don't know.
Ooh.
Some of the civil ones I just got to see, but like, and this is the district court right here. So just FYI, like,
Okay.
it's there.
You can do some investigative work and,
Yeah.
and try to figure it out. But your clerk of courts, they're going to have a probate department. Somebody has to organize this information.
Yeah.
The reality is they're trying to keep you away from it because it's easier to say no to most people that ask for it because it's just
Okay.
then they don't have to do any work or like do anything to make sure you're compliant or anything like that. So it's easier just to turn everyone away. They do this to me all the time in code of violations, and I have to remind them that
Yeah, I pay
who
taxes.
pays your tax, but you got to kill them with kindness. You can't.
Yeah.
They
And
are
people
regular people, and 9 times out of 10, they're just doing what their boss told them to do. So it's
Yeah.
not like really their fault. So if you try to help them out until you hit an absolute roadblock, just say, listen, is there someone I can talk to above to you? Like maybe we can get some help with it. I know you're doing your job.
Just keep going up the chain of command. You'll get it.
Yeah. Persistence beats resistance. This is chronic on all these lists, and you'll learn it as you go. And you just can't take no for an answer.
Like I
That's the
said,
bottom line.
When they say no, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go after it.
So a couple more questions real quick. So also I made buddy friends with the city clerk, not the person at the courthouse, but a totally different building. So the city clerk is in my town is inside the like where you go to get the water shut off. So she sent me a list of 100 things, but a lot of them says like, I don't understand what like it will say the case number and it says shopping cart, fire damage, stuff like that. Building, like, and I don't know, like, or
Hey,
like,
have them explain it to you.
huh?
Ask. Just ask them. Hey, can you
Okay.
can
I
you
was
help
like,
me
I
make
just
sense
didn't know
of
like
this?
what to like. Do I call every thing on the list? Because a
Right,
lot
you
of them
gotta
like
ask them.
shopping cart. What the heck?
Like when he has to go get something at Home Depot and he spends 30 minutes in them, like just ask somebody.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
And
I'll
then-
spend an hour.
Yeah,
like
you'll
I'm
spend
not
an hour.
asking. It's a man
Ask.
thing.
Just ask. Like
It's like it's
Okay.
so easy just to ask.
I'm
sometimes.
telling you, they will explain it to you if you're nice. And
So look at your list and see, okay, this is problematic. Try to find a pattern, and then you have to guide the question. If you just go, tell me how to sort this list, they're not going to help you. Go,
did
listen.
you see how you didn't want to ask help? Other wholesalers in that list are not going to ask for it. You'll be the one person that gets the help.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it doesn't hurt to ask, and one person's going to unlock it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, C413 is a code violation. C206 is this.
Yeah.
It changes the game.
Remember, they spent like 2 weeks training on all those codes and
Yeah.
everything. They know exactly what it is. You just have to befriend them to get it out of them. So sometimes you go, hey, listen, I see it says like fire damage. What does that exactly mean? And is that code simultaneous with that? Every time you see that, then you figure that out. And then you just keep figuring out each clue as you go along.
Okay.
And once you figure it out, then you can, that'll make your life so much easier. But try to use the people that created the system, been trained on it. Because it's like, if you get a new piece of software, it's like, I don't know you, but like I'm slow with like Microsoft products. Like I have to go through the tutorials and honestly go to YouTube to like learn how to do it. So,
Yep.
Also, so I also made with one of the escrow officers at my local title company, which is what the heck is it? Fidelity National Title. So I made like buddy with her, and she's really sweet, and she's been very helpful with me. And I was like, well, I know some title companies do it, but if you can't, I understand. So just ignore the question if you can't. But I asked her if there's like, I could get a list of like stuff to get help. And she said they're like farm lists. And she was trying to give it to me for free, but it turns out I have to pay like $5 for a list or like each list or something like that. Is that worth it? Or should I do that?
No.
Or no?
Not a farm list. Pull your own list.
Farm list.
Farm. Yeah.
Me-
I don't know. I was just
They
trying
get
to.
these lists from the title, like the Fidelity gets it from like their service. They use services to get like lists. Sometimes they get a pre-foreclosure. Get your own list. You're fine.
Or
Okay.
test one out and see if it works. If not, just it's going to cost you a cup of coffee.
Okay. So, and just to confirm, because technically I have a driver's license, but my car broke down. So I really can't drive anywhere. So I'm kind of doing 50-50 locally and virtually. So you said, right? Like I'm still watching videos in the wholesaling.com. So I haven't gotten really far, but you said like, I have to find a title company for wherever I'm searching at, correct? Or just use the one and have them use mine. And
Title company to every virtual market you do.
You have to.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think I had one more question, but it totally went blank. So I don't know.
Right.
I think. Oh, yes. Sorry. So when doing comps between Zillow and Redfin, like I'll look up an address. I'll get my list from PropStream because that's the only thing I'm paying for, but everything else I'm doing free. But when I find a place on PropStream, I'll look on like Redfin, and it doesn't seem like the numbers match up, or I'll say like nothing. It will say NA or whatever, non-applicable on PropStream, and I'll look on Redfin, and sometimes it'll say something, but sometimes not. And if I go on Redfin and it just says off market and it doesn't have any other info like numbers, does that
Property
mean
appraiser and use that as the true information for it.
okay? Okay, because I was kind of confused. I'm like, well, if it just says off market on Redfin but not on PropStream, like what does that mean?
The right information is on the property appraiser. PropStream, Redfin pull information from an API. Basically, it's nerd talk. They try to pull everything at once, and there's special like algorithms. Go after the property appraiser. Sometimes PropStream's wrong. Sometimes Zillow's wrong. Sometimes Batch is wrong.
They're not perfect.
Use the property appraiser to confirm all the details.
Okay, and so comp, like I know I'm probably overthinking on comps, but when I try to comp on PropStream, what number? I feel stupid asking this, but you gotta ask to learn.
Yeah, ask.
But so when I'm comping, what number do I use? The average sale price, the estimated value, like the last sold price? Like what
Go
numbers
to
do I use?
freeholstein.com. It is ARV minus repairs multiplied by 83% most of the time. Now, if your ARV is under 120, do 70%. If it's over 400 to 500,000, do 85%.
Okay.
So find the ARV, so the sold on the nicest houses. Find the average ARV per square foot. Multiply that by the square footage. Minus off the repairs and multiply that by 83%.
And ARV, you mean like all the houses that sold around the same price if they're both like all three bedrooms?
Not the same price.
Okay. Because I was looking upward like that where it would say like last sold.
Wholesale.com. Just use that. You'll be fine.
And remember, comps are a range. They are somewhat of a guesstimate. You'll never get it perfect.
I know. I'm like overthinking it.
If you don't spend, people go, oh, I'll spend 2 hours and I'll get it perfect. You won't. You just drive yourself nuts.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Take action.
Okay, yeah. Like what you said on one video, take stupid action.
There you go.
That's it. So John's got it here for you. Go to freewholesaling.com. It's all there. And you set up.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all I had. Thank you. It was so nice to actually get on here. Cool.
No problem.
No worries.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Have a great one. Appreciate it, guys. Next live is going to be Friday. Do you think I'm going to say what the topic is? No, because the guru is going to steal it and they're going to do a live tomorrow about it. So we're not going to tell you what the live is on Friday, but it is in chronological order, and we're ready to go. Quinn says, I paid for a wholesale course before I found out about Zach and Rick, and the guru only replied to me before I purchased the course. And once I purchased it, he doesn't answer my questions anymore. Shocker.
Yeah, we had her on last week, right? I think we did.
I think we did. Is
Yeah.
it her or Victoria?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember her being on, but all right.
Okay, well, whatever. We'll help her out either way.
And Angelo says wholesalers with attitude. I actually like that. I'm going to steal that. I think that's pretty cool. And the last one, remember, guys, persistence beats resistance, and go after it, guys. So if you want to hop on Friday, we'll have the free links. We got everyone on the bottom here, what we got. So appreciate it, guys. We're doing a recorded video tomorrow and then a live video Friday. We're going to see you guys. All blessings. Thank you guys for the support. Smash that like button and subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com, and we'll see you guys soon.